Hello, people. Welcome back to Eden's Garden. For those of you who don't remember what happened last time, I'll make sure to give a recap before we hop in. I'm just gonna give a couple minutes for people to funnel in. Not too terribly long though, since I have a feeling today's stream's gonna be a little bit on the longer side of things. Which is why we started early. But yeah, for those of you who don't remember, we're currently at what I'm assuming is the halfway point of the trial. It feels like the halfway point, so I'm expecting it to be the halfway point. And with it being the halfway point, we thought we knew who the killer was, but again, to say as little as possible to avoid spoilers for anyone who might just be popping in to say hi, but don't want to get spoiled. The person who we, and by we I mean the game, who the game characters thought was the original killer, for the most part. It wasn't them, but they had said they witnessed as the other person died. I think that's the best I can. We kind of ended with them saying, "Oh, I didn't do it, but I feel responsible because I watched as they died and I couldn't help them at all." So, So once we hop in, it will be pretty impact. We'll see how much I actually remember for like controls and stuff. Well, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes to funnel in, since this isn't my normal stream time, so it might be throwing some people off, as we will be discussing the schedule for the week. So, Thursday, unless something changes, because as of right now, I don't think I have any plans for that late into Christmas. So I'm not expecting any reason why I shouldn't stream. So on Thursday, we will be finishing Metal Gear, not finishing, starting. Yeah, what? Starting Metal Gear Solid Delta. Today we finish Eden's Garden. We'll start our new series on Thursday. Friday, I'm still debating between a couple of things, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing some Marvel Rivals and doing the new Jeff the Shark game mode. I'll be checking out that Jeff the Shark game mode, which from what I can tell, it's Splatoon. So I'm excited to try it out. I spent a couple minutes extra, so I think we'll kind of just hop in to things then. And I'll if people pop in, I'll just I'll do an extra good job at keeping track of what the hell is happening. So, hiccups. But, yeah. Just do an extra good job at keeping up with what's going on. So, let's hop into it. And the first load of the night takes a little extra. Mau. So all this murder about left your head in a tizzy.
Perhaps you need a short break.
Weird.
Something to lighten the mood and let you collect yourself.
Just for some reason didn't want to give me the one audio file.
Something like a nice cup of tea.
I mean, I don't have tea, but I have this Jasmine Peach Fanta. Does that work?
Welcome, one and all, to the first episode of Tozu's Tea Time.
Oh my goodness, this art's adorable. I love it. This is cute.
If you haven't already, please sit back and relax. Here, we do not use our brains, but deal only in gossip.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, a question from me to you.
Okay.
What are sheep good at, if anything?
Producing wool. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Most humans, and some sheep, tend to respond with a resounding absolutely nothing. Sheep cannot create art or invent medicine. For goodness sake, they can't even perform music!
Right.
Their limited speech and quadrupedal locomotion prevents them from reaching the heights of humans. They're practically glued to the lower echelons of the food chain.
Interesting that he's talking about sheep, considering Wolfgang's emblem was a sheep. I feel like that's not on purpose. Or, I feel like that's on purpose that he's talking about sheep.
No matter how hard sheep may try, they will never be anything more than their number tags.
Huh?
I can't say I like that answer. Too pessimistic for me.
Okay, well, what do you answer then?
Plus, what of the sheep who still try? The sheep who realize their fate but continue to challenge it all the same.
Fair.
That they can be so determined to prove their worth, when humans have all but deemed them microwavable meals. Isn't that something admirable?
Yeah, I would guess, so yeah.
What a shame our sheep had to be so misguided.
Our sheep had to be so misguided. Huh. So is he saying Wolfgang was misguided then? Because, I mean, that's what that phrase makes it out to me to think.
It seems that's about all the time we have.
Oh.
Thank you again for attending Tozu's Tea Time.
You're welcome.
No need for extravagant farewells. I've an inkling you'll be back for tea sooner than you can say Jack Robinson. Who's Jack Robinson? I have no idea.
Lol. Okay, this is funny.
Ta-ta!
Bye.
Diana, now's your chance to defend yourself.
Back to the trial we go.
Tell me what happened.
Where do I even start, though?
with what happened.
How about you begin by explaining why you went to the boiler room?
Why I went there?
I think she got a note as well.
It was 'cause of a note.
Yeah,
A note?
so she got the same note as Wolfgang.
2 days ago, someone slid one into my room.
This feels very reminiscent of Trial 2-2, where someone kills someone else but tried to pin the blame on a third party.
I never got to see who. I just heard a knock. And when I walked over, there was a note under my door.
I don't remember any of this.
Sorry. It was midday-ish, and you weren't there at the time. And I didn't show you the note later because, well, I'll just read you what it said.
Okay. Diana, as you are aware, it is our obligation to speak with those whose blackmail we have obtained. After receiving your blackmail and reading the information disclosed in it, I believe a meeting between the two of us is warranted. In 2 days' time, please come to the underground boiler room at 8:45 a.m. Make sure to arrive promptly and close the door behind you. Interesting. Because Wolfgang's was 8:10. This is 8:45. Or no, it was 8:15. This is 8:45. 30 minutes after. Interesting. To avoid discourse, do not show anyone this letter. Do not approach me about it either, even in private. There's always a chance someone can hear. Wolfgang. Interesting. Well, thinking about it. This is faked. Yeah, I think this is faked. So if I remember correctly from last trial, or, well, last stream, Sean said, or Shock, however you're supposed to pronounce it, still not 100% sure. I think it's Sean, because Jean, Sean, as opposed to Shock, has a Q in it, I believe. But he said that Wolfgang gave Sean his blackmail as like, hey, just go give it to them. Because they didn't want to confront them. So that I think whoever wrote this was not aware of that. They weren't aware of that Wolfgang already passed off his blackmail. So I think this is faked. And they were... Definitely, I think someone tried to pin the blame on Diana.
Wolfie wrote this?
I don't think he did.
Wolfgang had Diana's blackmail? But didn't he have Jean's?
Right.
Hold on a sec. If you take a closer look, the handwriting on that note, doesn't it resemble the handwriting on Wolfgang's note?
Interesting. Yeah.
You're actually right.
So it was faked.
Even though Wolfgang's note has been water damaged, the words I can make out were in the same messy scroll as Diana's here.
Right.
Then someone else was posing as Wolfgang?
Yes.
The killer, most likely. They must have thought his word was the only one Diana would follow.
Interesting.
Guess it worked, huh?
Yeah, it did work.
I didn't want to show this note earlier. Because I was scared of how people would try to twist it.
That's fair.
Like saying I faked the note, or that I decided to kill because of it. I I know you guys think I'm stupid for agreeing to meet in a place like the boiler room. And I am. I am stupid.
So, did she bring the frying pan to defend... Or, not the frying pan, the rolling pin to defend herself then? Similar to how Wolfgang brought a knife?
I just didn't want to disappoint Wolfgang, in case he really did write the note.
That's fair.
Which was why I left my room around 8:40 a.m. and went downstairs.
Did you catch any strange movement down there?
No, it was just me. I did find the boiler room door hanging open a little bit, but I didn't think much of it.
Interesting.
I just went inside and closed the door behind me, since that's what the note asked me to do.
Okay.
What did you see inside the boiler room?
The boiler room was really dark. So the first thing I noticed was actually the security camera light.
Wait. The boiler room was dark. Interesting.
My eyes had to take a few seconds to adjust to everything else. But after that, I finally saw him.
Wolfgang, right? He doesn't look good. Hold on. He doesn't look good, like, at all. He's sweating. I don't know if he had the black around his eyes before. There's a chance he was attacked. Or poisoned. Her saying she couldn't help him kind of makes me think poison.
Wolfgang was lying in the water, making these weird noises. It didn't seem like he'd even notice me entering the room. Not until... Wolfgang? Hearing his name seemed to snap him out of his trance, because he slowly rose to his feet.
Okay.
Wolfgang, are you okay?
It's you.
That's not creepy at all.
Huh?
I can't believe it.
Does Wolfgang think she did it?
I really am finally meeting you.
What do you mean?
Please, forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've become.
Oh no, he's delirious. He's definitely been drugged.
Wolfgang?
I don't know if it's necessarily poison, but he's been drugged.
Despite how hard I tried, how much I wanted it to be true, I could never become you.
His father?
I will always be a failure.
Oh, is he a fake lawyer?
It's okay, Wolfgang. Look! There's stairs over here. Come over here and we can get out. I have no idea if he didn't hear me, or if he was just ignoring me, but... Okay. I'll get closer to you then.
I wouldn't do that.
I went over to the ledge of the platform, the part where the fence had a gap. Just take my hand, okay? And I'll pull you out. He slowly stumbled over, and he held my hand,
Okay.
I didn't really think I could pull him out. I just wanted to be there for him. It was the best I could do, because I didn't want to enter the water.
Right. That's very fair.
Staying on the platform felt so much safer. And I really, really hate that it did.
Oh.
It's okay, Wolfgang. We'll get through this together, all right? I was looking at him when I said that. I was looking right at him. But somehow... somehow I didn't think to react. When he reached inside his blazer.
Oh. He attacked her. Interesting.
Bring her back. Bring her back!
What is... So this is gotta do something with the blackmail we received about Wolfgang, is what I'm thinking. I think it was a murder.
I tried to leave the room, but the door was locked. I didn't know what to do. I started looking around for things to defend myself with. And that's when I saw the gun.
The taser.
The taser gun? Did you use it?
I took the taser, and I aimed it at Wolfgang. And
She shot it. Doesn't explain the rolling pin, though.
I couldn't do it.
Oh. Oh.
I couldn't shoot him. I just backed away from him. I couldn't understand anything. Why was this happening to me? Why was I being attacked? Why can't I do anything to...
I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows. I won't give up until everyone knows me as...
Kaboom.
All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me, except Wolfgang.
Interesting. What could this be?
In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then, so did everything else.
Plot. Probably his knees hitting the water and him falling over.
Even though I didn't see Wolfgang fall over, I heard it. His body cracking against the pavement. And his knife falling into the water. I waited for the gasp of pain, for him to groan or mumble or say something. But there was nothing.
Interesting.
There was just me and the silence. That's how it happened.
What the?
What the fuck?
Yeah, honestly, fair enough, Kai.
That man attacked you?
Oh my goodness, Diana, I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling something was going on.
This is getting too much for me, bros. I think I'm gonna faint.
Holy shit. So Diana really did watch Wolfgang die.
Why was he so violent towards her?
That's what we've got to find out. I think he was drunk and he was hallucinating. Probably his father. With what he was saying for the words.
It's like he became an entirely different person.
The word you're looking for is crazy.
Yeah. Despite how hard I tried and how much I wanted it to be true, I could never become you. Why would Wolfgang say those words in that particular moment?
How'd you manage to escape the boiler room after all that?
By picking the door's lock.
Yeah, we kind of knew that.
For reals?
I wasn't even thinking. I just started feeling my way back to the door in the dark. And then, well, my supply bag. I remembered the spare hairpins I always kept inside. So I felt around the bag and dug one out.
Makes sense.
To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to
spent the
unlock the
morning
door.
Enjoying not having to work today. You realize you're on low on food, so you'll be lurking while you do some shopping. Alright, sounds good, Alex. You have fun with getting some of that groceries done. Meow meow impression. Meow meow. Hello, Lily. How are you doing today? Good luck to these Danganronpa contestants. Well, we're in the latter half, so time to go back to square one because our original suspect right here, Diana, has been discovered to not be it. And that she watched them die. Just bought some stuff for Christmas. Hell yeah, what'd you get?
Just minutes of me telling myself that somehow this next attempt will finally work.
There's like some Christmas gifts, like Christmas food. What's the haul? Gingerbread cookie. Ooh, yum. As much as I'm not the biggest fan of gingerbread, I can see the appeal. I'm more of the cookies you get in those tins that every old grandmother has full of knitting supplies. Or not knitting, sewing supplies. Those cookies, though, phenomenal.
Whoa! Actually unlocking the doors. That's like hitting a bullseye blindfolded.
Yeah. With a hairpin, I guess, depending on the lock mechanism.
Now we know why it took so long for her to escape.
I realized why it happened. Getting trapped inside, I mean.
To frame you.
The door's lock was on the outside.
Juice, Coca-Cola,
So,
and they have regular chuck, so they got
someone
Mars
must
bar.
have set the lock
Yum.
before I came downstairs.
Mars
so
bar's
that
pretty
when I
good.
closed the door, I'd be trapped.
Anyways, just for a quick summary for those of you who maybe not watched all of the first part. Diana here, Wolfgang is dead, the lawyer boy. He was murdered in the boiler room. We're still not 100% sure on what caused his death. So we're going to figure that out. In this part, we've learned Diana was given a note to meet Wolfgang 30 minutes after Wolfgang's note said to meet someone, we don't know who, you're new here, well, to the story? Yeah. So, I'll give you kind of a little bit of a rundown. We find out she was given a note saying, the blackmail motive, because that's what this motive, everyone was given someone else's blackmail. And she went to meet Wolfgang in the boiler room, where Wolfgang went on some delirious ramblings. I personally believe he was drugged with something. that caused him to hallucinate. And Diana here basically just got attacked by him. So that's basically the gist of what we kind of know for certain so far. Because we're still very, like, with Diana not being a suspect anymore, and what she told us, we were kind of back to square one. So, on the plus side, this is all fully voice acted, so...
The lock is normally on the inside,
for the most part.
Oh
yeah, also the lock to the room where we found the body was reversed. I don't know why it says flipped, but it was reversed, so it locked on the outside instead of the inside, like how it's supposed to.
As for why the killer locked the door to begin with...
It was to frame Diana, right?
Right.
Right. The killer made Diana trap herself inside the boiler room, so they could kill Wolfgang in front of her, and force her to remain by his body.
Which, I guess now I think about it, must be like a timed electrocution. I don't know how they would force it.
Had their plan worked, Diana would only be
because Diana did say
outside entered the boiler room.
Because she did say before he died there was a bright white explosion. That's basically, it was like equivalent to a flashbang in video games where everything turned white. So it's definitely interesting why that happened.
By which point, that someone would be stumbling across what looks like a cut-and-dry murder case.
Right?
If the tournament folk found Diana, they would have been playing right into the killer's hands.
Right.
Speaking of which...
Also, yeah, you'll slowly get introduced to all of our cast. If you have any questions about Ultimates, I'll be more than willing to help. We'll see how many of them I remember immediately. But I've been loving this so far. The art design's super good. It's really well done. The voice acting, I love it. So, if you have any questions about story or anything, I'll be more than willing to answer it.
Diana, I'm curious to know, did you unlock the door before or after the tournament attendees arrived downstairs?
Probably before.
It
yeah,
sort of
okay.
happened at the same time.
Yeah, because she hid around that corner, which is why we saw the blood droplets on the floor around that corner, because she stood there for a little bit.
When I opened the door, there were already people walking down the stairs.
So she hid.
Obviously, I couldn't stay inside the boiler room.
Right.
If anyone saw me close to Wolfgang's body, it would look really bad.
Right.
The hallway was a bit easier to make out in the dark, so I walked over to a wall bordering one of the storage closets and hid behind it.
Right. Still doesn't explain the rolling pin, though, that we saw that was dented.
And stayed as
I'm still
quiet as
curious
possible.
about that.
I was still bleeding a little from Wolfgang's cut, though, and some of that blood ended up dripping onto the floor around me.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the blood on the underground floor! It's all coming together!
Right.
This was shortly before us tournament goers split up. And you made a run for it, yeah?
Yes, that's what she did.
Down the hallway, up the stairs, and then as quietly as possible into my room. Since everything was still really dark, I had to patch myself using the Tozu Trinket's projection as my light.
That's rough.
I realize this is a lot, and I know it's hard to believe without proof.
I believe it. That's kind of everything points to what she's saying.
So, if you guys could just give me a second.
She's gonna wipe off the makeup. Reaching into her makeup bag, Diana pulled out a wipe and began scrubbing at her arm.
I cleared up the blood pretty fast.
Again, that's gotta hurt. Just putting, like, makeup directly on a wound. That must have sucked.
Luckily for me, the cut wasn't that deep. There's still a chance it may leave a scar,
Ouch.
though.
Yeah. I agree. Ouch indeed.
Holy crap!
Considering it was like a sharp kitchen knife that cut her, she's definitely lucky it wasn't a deep cut, because that would have been... Tis just a scratch. Yeah.
That's awful!
Tis just a scratch, but it kind of confirms her story. So...
It's okay. I'll cover it back up again.
I like how it's immediately gone in that shot.
Why did Wolfgang attack you for no reason?
Again, I think he was drugged with a hallucinogenic.
I wouldn't say it was for no reason.
Right. Because he was saying.
You're being kind of insensitive, man.
No. It can be self-inflicted, doubt me. True, but the knife was left at the crime scene. And actually, yeah, I mean, it kind of can. There's one of the pieces of evidence we have that I've brought up a couple times already. Is there, we found a rolling pin which was dented, like, look, and Wolfgang had a bruising on the back of his neck. So we are led to believe that the rolling pin was hit on Wolfgang's neck. But the other big thing, though, was the rolling pin was definitely wielded two-handed. Like, because there was two set of handprints on it by what looked to be the same person. So whoever hit Wolfgang, we kind of knew Wolfgang had the knife the whole time because of that. Because what Diana said, though, a lot changes now. Because if she didn't do it, and she herself didn't bring the rolling pin, it's whoever's in that closet. So either Ava or Grace, because they both had... They were the only ones in that closet.
Huh? I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is... Wolfgang's actions may look random from an outsider's perspective, but from his perspective, well, judging by his behavior, it seems like he saw something which shook him to his core.
Right.
Like, there was something in the room that Diana didn't see?
Maybe. I still think it was the effects of, like, a hallucinogenic. Because we did see that pharmacy with a science lab. No way that's not important to this trial.
That's impossible! It was only me and Wolfgang in the boiler room!
And he attacked her. Which means he saw her as someone else.
I don't believe Jean meant it in a literal sense.
Wolfgang literally saw something?
Yes.
He thought he saw something, is my point.
Yeah, okay, we're starting to get on the track.
You mean he had been hallucinating?
Yes. There we go. We're starting to get where my thought process
What
is.
did Wolfgang hallucinate for him to turn out the way Diana described?
His father. Because he was saying that he couldn't be like them, which is why he attacked. And from our blackmail, it was said like father, like son. So I think he's made a screw-up that maybe his father before him did as well. And with his willing to attack, makes me think he killed someone.
You'd be surprised by the sort of things our minds can invent. I'm lucky to have never experienced anything myself, but I know some who have hallucinated nasty things.
Yeah.
Demons and monsters. Or the feeling of being tortured.
Yeah, I guess the ultimate pirate would kind of experience that. With, because scurvy is one hell of a condition.
If Wolfgang went through something similar, I can see why he lashed out.
Yeah?
Now, what the heck is going on at sea?
Scurvy.
Of course, these hallucinations don't just happen out of the blue.
Right.
More often than not, they're substance-induced.
There we go. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for pointing out what I've pointed out.
Substance-induced?
Alright, now we just need to get to the fact that someone drugged him, and it wasn't self-induced substances. And we'll be set.
Just say Wolfgang took a hallucinogenic.
Hallucinogenics?
But why would he?
One which induced a lot of fatigue, too, judging by the way he lumbered about in Diana's account.
Wait. F1? Is it for the truth bullets? Yes. His neck. So we saw the discolored mark. We know that is due to the steel rolling pin that was dented. It also mentioned that there was a tiny red dot, the skin around which looked inflamed. And there was no scabbing, which means it appeared recently. The only thing that could cause that would be a needle. So someone, before their encounter, knocked Wolfgang out and injected him with a hallucinogenic. That must be what happened.
It would explain why Wolfgang mostly stayed in one place.
Right.
One place, which happened to be in the water.
Right. So someone knew the effects of these. Which makes me think the mass lead again, because the one free time we could spend with her, she did say she was really good at science as well. And
Seems
literature.
Very deliberate. Aye.
And literature, which means if anyone knows how to make a hallucinogenics, it's gonna be her.
I reckon the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious in order to drag him into the water, but knew he would eventually wake up again.
So they had someone else go meet him.
So they drugged him with something which would basically make him despondent. As for where the drug came from...
The pharmacy.
Oh, no! Don't tell me the killer robbed...
I knew exploring it was a bad idea.
It? What's this it we're talking about?
The pharmacy, the other room.
The pharmacy, obviously.
Yeah.
Why the heck did we think leaving that place open was a good idea? Now someone's stolen an item and drugged Wolfgang. Fuck! I knew our promise was too good to be true! I can't trust any of you guys!
Yeah, that is rough.
And don't say Wolfgang drugged himself!
No.
Who wants to be tortured by demons?
He definitely didn't. We have evidence that he wasn't.
Well, stranger people do exist.
Shush, Ava, you're suspicious as fuck right now.
That's rich coming from you!
Thank you for agreeing. It's just as I predicted. Exploring the pharmacy ended up paving the way for murder. But it also gave us gotcha, so I don't care. I mean, people are into some random stuff. True, but because there was that red dot on the back of his neck, I think it was someone else did it to him. But you're right, there is a chance he is a masochist. Should have made more of an attempt to stop people from exploring. Back then, all I did was... With caution yet determined expressions, the students entered the newly opened pharmacy. Giving everyone unrestricted access to medication sounded like a disaster in the making. Which, yeah. But having already evoked the group's ire after speaking my mind before, I wasn't about to make the same mistake twice. Just stayed quiet, let them do their thing. Then again, nobody would have listened to me. Especially not with Wolfgang in control. Yeah, because everyone kind of followed Wolfgang's lead. Which is why I thought he was going to die first, because everyone trusted him.
If we know where the perpetrator got their chemicals, I guess our next step is figuring out how they did the drugging?
Yeah.
Agreed. It would help us better understand the timeline of events, and potentially even validate Diana's testimony.
That is true.
Sounds like you guys can leave this one to me.
Oh?
I'm the kind of person who knows someone back to front the moment I meet them. If you haven't already realized, I've gone and read this killer like an open book.
Is that so, Jet? Enlighten us with your wolfy wisdom.
You're the last person I trust to reach a correct conclusion.
Just you wait! The second you hear what I gotta say, you'll be eating those words!
Pinning down how Wolfgang was drugged may validate Diana's testimony. I believe this will be a non-stop debate. The question is, how did the killer drug him? The neck. If it shows the neck, we're locking in it is the neck. Wolfgang's neck, yep. Aren't a wolf.
I bet the killer took a pill.
See, but the thing is, every character is like, has...
Jab him at that point.
I got it.
Alright, so wolf. What's your wolf wisdom? The wolf wisdom is Wolfgang was drugged. And the wolf wisdom also is...
It was mentioned he had a tiny red dot below the bruise on his neck.
I don't know. I'll come back to you on giving my wolf wisdom.
During the investigation, I thought this dot was a scab from a mole or pimple.
Wasn't expecting it to come back to bite me.
Drugged. It's clear to see what it really is.
Yeah.
A puncture wound.
Yep.
Considering the timeline of events, an injection would check out.
Yes, it would.
If Wolfgang got drugged a little after 8:15 a.m. and was already feeling the effects when Diana arrived at 8:45 a.m.
It would have to be directly into the administered directly into the bloodstream.
Then we're dealing with something which entered his bloodstream in under 30 minutes. Any normal pill would have taken, probably an hour to dissolve.
And the person also knew it would take like about 30 minutes because there was a 30-minute period from when Wolfgang's note said to meet in the boiler room and Diana's note saying to meet in the boiler room. So there is definitely connections there.
Whilst an injection would be much quicker. I see.
That's probably another reason why the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious. It would have been incredibly difficult to inject him if he was still moving around.
Which is what the rolling pin was used for.
Only when they had him right where they wanted, dazed and unable to fight back, did they plunge the syringe into his neck.
With said syringe being filled with a hallucinogenic.
But if this all happened a few minutes after 8:15 a.m., doesn't that make it impossible to pin a suspect?
No, it doesn't.
What? Why is it impossible?
Because everybody's got an alibi for that time. I mean, Damon and I were in my dorm room, and the other party people...
8:15 a.m. Yeah, I was already in the dining hall with Jet, Mark, and Eva.
I left Wolfgang's dorm right after the morning announcement and spent the rest of the hour with Jean.
Okay.
When Nona and I were in our dorm room together.
And me and Eloise were already sitting down in the courtyard.
So it's gotta be one of the party goers.
Toshiko was giving me the medication she grabbed from the pharmacy.
And, I stayed in my dorm room until 8:40 a.m.
Yeah, you're fine. We trust you.
Oh no. If everyone can be accounted for, we really can't discern a suspect.
So, we're back to square one?
Yes.
Someone here must be lying.
And doesn't plan to stop.
What's screwing us over here? Is there a part of this mystery we're getting wrong? Could it be we're overlooking something? It was ruled out as having no relation to the murder because the wires don't touch the water. But the position of it, the fact it's destroyed, the timing of the blackout, one coincidence is easy to wave off, but when it's coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, then there's something more going on. There's something more to the generator.
If everyone has an alibi for 8:15 a.m., is it possible the killer never actually attacked Wolfie at that time? But his little note said to come by at 8:15 a.m., didn't it?
Ingrid, do you remember what you said when we couldn't figure out who stole Desmond's taser?
Yes.
To be honest, I'm drawing a blank.
You suggested we switch subjects and discuss Wolfgang's injuries instead, which we did.
Right.
As a result, we ended up unraveling more about the case than if we had stuck to the original topic.
Right.
Right now, we're at a dead end. If we can't get any more leads out of this current discussion, then that's a sign to switch our focus.
Switch our focus to what?
Well, here you go. The wolf wisdom of the day. Don't kill anyone.
I want to take another look at Diana's testimony.
Smart.
Mine?
Back when you were describing Wolfgang's death, something stuck out to me.
The explosion. Or, no, his rambling. I won't give up till everyone knows me as... Oh no, they're talking about the explosion. Kaboom. All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me except Wolfgang. So it has to be from light. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. Then, so did everything else. Plop. Crack.
The flash of white Diana described must have been the generator exploding, with the darkness afterwards being the blackout.
Right.
Think about the order of events there. In just a few seconds, the boiler room's generator explodes, and Wolfgang falls over dead. Doesn't it sound like the two are correlated?
Oi, didn't we go over this already?
We did. The generator has nothing to do with Wolfgang's death. Its wires weren't touching the water.
Indeed. Which is why the murder weapon is the taser gun.
No. Because we saw shrapnel. There is a chance that someone put something on the generator.
Diana said she never used the taser, though.
Right.
Then she's lying!
Mm-mm.
What? That's not true! I never fired the gun!
It's all good. I believe you.
The gun expert believes the person.
Sure, nobody can dispute the gun was fired. What can be disputed, though, is when it got fired.
True.
I wouldn't be surprised if the killer fired that gun way in advance. Like, sometime before Wolfgang arrived downstairs and left it in the boiler room for us to find later.
Right, to throw us off.
What? So the taser gun isn't the murder weapon?
If Wolfgang wasn't killed with the taser gun or the generator, what other options are we left with?
The taser gun is the only option which makes sense.
No.
The murder weapon can't be anything else.
There was a wire. True murder weapon. Is it possible there's a third source of electricity we haven't considered yet? Am I grasping at straws by thinking something like that?
And anyway, the only proof Diana never shot the taser is her own word.
Huh?
Ava! What do you mean?
All the evidence supporting your version of events is circumstantial.
Yeah, Ava's starting to get suspicious.
The note you showed us? That could be a fake alibi you made for yourself. The fact that it has the same handwriting as Wolfgang's is already suspicious.
Couldn't that just mean the same person tricked them?
If you earnestly believe Diana didn't write it, then maybe. But do you see what I'm saying? There's no proof Diana never wrote the notes. There's only her word to go by. Because if she did write them, everything about her entering the boiler room at 8:45 a.m. and being locked inside could be a total lie.
I get what you're saying. But if we run with the idea that Diana was the one waiting for Wolfgang all the way back at 8:15 a.m., then we're stuck with the issue we had last time. Why did Diana wait over an hour to kill him?
That's also circumstantial. None of us know what really went on between those two in an hour. Grueling someone out because they took a long time to murder is stupid.
Yeah, no, I don't trust Ava anymore. Because we're showing evidence after evidence that stuff did happen. The puncture wound clearly means he was injected with something. The rolling pin being in closet A, which just so happens to be where Ava was looking.
Without context? Sure, I'd say the same. But since the boiler room is unlocked, anyone can enter. If Diana knocked Wolfgang out, then she took over an hour to kill him with that info in mind.
Okay, but who would enter? No one wants to make a detour down some gross, freaky-looking basement. The boiler room is probably the most covert place a person can be.
Most covert place. Her words do make sense. After all, I chose to meet Tozu in the boiler room for that very same reason.
Diana claims she didn't write the notes, and she claims she didn't shoot the gun. But where's the hard proof she didn't do any of these things?
The answer lies in what destroyed the generator.
What?
Didn't we already talk about that?
All you guys did was discuss theories, never anything concrete. Settling for a theory isn't good enough when our lives are on the line.
Right.
In the same way Ava can't rule out Diana's involvement in the case, we can't rule out the generators.
Exactly. Diana's getting her own words used against her.
So, we have to figure out what destroyed the generator?
Yes.
What should we do? Just throw out ideas?
Ah.
It's what we've been doing this whole time.
Yeah. And it's been working.
Oakley dokley. Alright, everyone. Let's put our thinking hats on. If we work together, we'll unravel this mystery for sure. Ready? On your marks, get set, go!
Non-stop debate. Something with shrapnel, the cord. The shrapnel.
Why did the generator blow up?
Could have just been an electrical fault.
No.
So, a coincidence?
No, I don't buy
Is this
it.
the best situation? To be waving stuff off as a coincidence?
Did the killer throw something at the generator?
No.
That made it explode?
No.
Perhaps
Wait, they could have dropped something through the
it's the
gap.
fault of the taser gun?
We don't have
The electrical
evidence to use it.
discharge it released might have connected with the generator and created an overabundance of energy, which caused everything in the circuit to pop.
Probably. There's no proof anything besides the
taser. Yeah, there is.
No, that's wrong!
There was the shrapnel.
Unfortunately, Ava, I have to disagree. You say nothing but the taser could have been involved in the murder. But there's one possibility you didn't consider. The shrapnel in the water.
Do you mean those bits of red metal which were floating around?
Yeah. They're clearly used for something.
The ones that look like the aftermath of an explosion.
Yeah.
Due to their proximity to the generator, it's safe to assume the two are connected.
Can't that just be debris left by the generator?
It's red.
Except this debris is a completely different color.
Yep.
It lacks the rust the generator has accumulated.
We're
We're obviously looking at the remnants of something else. Which means an object we haven't yet identified was caught in the explosion.
Right. And floating near it was another out-of-place item. The cord.
This is it.
In the water was also an extension cord, half of which had been burnt away.
Huh? Did the cord get caught in the explosion?
Seems that cord has the misfortune of floating around the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
From what I saw in my investigation, the building's extension cord supply seems to be kept inside storage closet D.
Right.
So in a way, yeah, it was definitely in the wrong place.
Yeah, it was.
Storage closet D, huh? It was hard to make out much of it in the dark. And after the power came on, Kai came screaming for us to leave our closets.
Yeah.
But I do recall seeing some extension cords peeking out from behind a shelf.
Since we already know the killer raided one storage closet. Anyone else willing to bet they raided this one too?
The hell did they need an extension cord for?
An makeshift explosive.
Probably something involving the generator, given its proximity to the cord.
Same thing with the red bits, even though we don't know what they are.
Right, the red shrapnel. Definitely isn't debris left by the generator, so what exactly is it? So far, nothing in the boiler room can be directly tied to the shrapnel. At least, not any of the clues that have already been discussed in the trial. If I were to flip my thinking and consider the clues we haven't discussed yet, there's no proof what I have in mind is related to the shrapnel, but when none of the other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one that hasn't. The one thing that mysterious shrapnel might be related to. This?
This is it.
Yeah!
Hold that thought. We may be able to identify the shrapnel using context clues.
Hell yeah!
During the investigation, there was a strange smell permeating the boiler room.
Right.
It took me a moment to notice, but when I did, well, the best way to describe the scent would be if you mix cereal and alcohol together.
Cereal and alcohol? Talk about specific.
Tis a sign a chemical reaction was at play.
Right.
Wait, you recognize the smell?
Chemical reactions can produce some pretty pungent odors. Usually something to the tune of alcohol mixed with cereal, or fruits, or eggs. I noticed the smell going into the investigation, but it had completely slipped my mind until now.
Could it be a chemical reaction was caused by the taser?
No.
The gun never touched the water. There's no reason for it to be the source of the smell.
What about the generator?
Considering the state of it, that generator would smell more burnt than anything else.
If the chemical reaction can't be explained by what we already know, like the generator or the taser gun, we need to consider the possibility that the explanation is the one piece of evidence still evading us, the shrapnel.
Right. Hell yeah.
Can someone translate this into less complicated talk?
It was just a long-winded way of saying he's using process of elimination.
I know it sounds like a stretch, but if you follow this line of reasoning, a lot more questions start getting answered.
True.
Think about it. If the smell and shrapnel are linked, then whatever object the shrapnel belongs to must contain chemicals.
Right.
So we're looking for a metal object, which is also packed with chemicals?
Surely something like that would be kept inside the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Looking at my notes... When we originally visited the pharmacy, I recorded everything I saw.
He did.
A bright red metal object would have definitely caught my eye, but I don't see one written here.
I got lots of metallic objects in my dorm room, but nothing chemical. Just big old slabs of metal.
What could it be? Big old slabs of metal. Why does that sound so familiar? Hold on, that's right. What Ingrid said just now is similar to what she said in the night everyone began bunking together. This was in my room too. So with all sort of fancy tools and metals. A chemical... Oh, rust! The red is rust. The time people were talking about the dorm rooms being themed around their talents. Could it be? Could the shrapnel actually be the remnants of the unique device that guy boasted about having in his room? The only way to know for sure is put you on the spotlight. Bragged about having a unique device in his room. Jet talked about car batteries. Right? Let's talk to Jet.
It has to be you!
Yeah! Car battery.
Jet, I need to ask you something.
What's up?
Can you tell me what's inside your dorm room?
Like, a full-on list?
Whatever works.
Sure thing. I got a pretty gnarly collection of parts and accessories. Blind spot mirrors, lithium batteries, wheels, spare brakes, you name it. Oh, I even have the legendary mantle from the 1984's Grand Prix winning Speedster.
Hell yeah.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Cool. So, why'd you want to know? Unless... Wait, I'm not being suspected, am I? No. Don't try to rope me into this, bro. I've got nothing to do with the murder.
But no, someone ransacked your room, though.
I know you don't. You have an alibi. The only reason I ask is because that mysterious red shrapnel may be the remnants of one of your lithium batteries.
Right.
What?
I see. A lithium battery might explain the smell in the air.
And lithium? That's an explosive substance.
Yep.
If it made contact with water, gosh, you'd be left with a mess and a half.
Water, you say?
Wouldn't someone have heard an explosion, though?
I did.
Really?
During the tournament.
Yeah.
Right before we lost power.
So someone dropped the battery in there at the time.
That's right. There was a boom.
Wait! I remember hearing it too!
I initially assumed the generator made the noise somehow. But if Jet's car batteries contain an explosive substance...
Hey, Jet, were your batteries bright red at all?
Maybe?
You don't know for sure?
I never took the batteries out of their packaging.
Fair.
The packaging isn't red, I can tell you that, but the actual batteries? Yeah, I got nothing.
They probably are.
So it can't be proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
Pretty much.
Well, what's the reaction time of a lithium battery?
The reaction time?
Ava, you would know that.
When a lithium battery hits the water, how long does it take to combust? I think, once we know that, we can decide whether or not the battery is relevant to the case.
A lithium battery would be an almost instantaneous reaction, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Lithium isn't a metal I've worked with, but it got beat into my head never to mix it with substances it doesn't like.
Yeah.
All that electricity, the battery would have let out when it hit the water. It must have went straight into poor Wolfie.
There's warning labels on the battery for a reason.
Okay. If the reaction is instantaneous, then the battery would have entered the water only seconds before the generator exploded.
Right.
That's really weird.
Is it?
According to Diana's testimony, when the explosion happened, she was still holding the taser gun. In which case, who threw the battery into the water?
Huh. Good point. We can rule out Wolfgang, since the Blackens can only be a student who kills another student. And Diana.
It was only Diana and Wolfgang in the boiler room. So unless Diana herself was the one to throw the battery...
There's another thing, though.
The battery can't play a part in the murder.
Yeah, it can.
I didn't throw the battery.
Yeah, it can.
I
There's a
promise.
grate between the boiler room and the lunch room, whatever you want to call it. The shrapnel and generator are too close for comfort. They must be correlated. I'll admit that Diana throwing the battery is a possibility, but that's all it is. A possibility. There may still be another way for the battery to enter the water, and until I've ruled that out, I won't settle for a culprit just yet. What do we got? Generator extension cord. Wait.
The battery is related to the case.
Thin piece of metal. What was that? Oh, that was the bobby pin. The generator.
only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
Not true.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
They clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere.
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
Okay, I'm getting this. Much better than last time, that's for sure.
No. The battery might actually have fallen from the generator.
What makes you say that?
The shrapnel's position in front of the generator suggests there's a correlation between the two. However, it's unlikely Diana threw the battery at the generator. Not only is the boiler room difficult to see in, the generator is positioned far enough from the concrete platform that Diana, with her wounded arm, would need to stand on the platform's edge to make the shot, which would obviously put her in danger of being attacked by Wolfgang again.
Right.
Yeah. Wolfgang was really close. He could reach over to me if he wanted.
Okay.
If the battery hadn't been thrown, the only other possibility is that it fell down into the water.
Right.
And considering the layout of the boiler room, what else could the battery fall off of? Except the generator.
Exactly.
Are you saying the battery was sitting on top of the generator?
Then someone just pushed it over. On top of maybe. Oh. Teetering over the generator?
Imagine a domino tile teetering over the edge of a table. If you were to press down on the part which is sticking out, the entire tile would tip over and fall onto the floor, right? What if the killer applied the same physics to the battery? They could position the battery so it was teetering over the generator, and then, from the safety of the concrete platform, use a long instrument to tip it over.
That long instrument being?
Suspended over the generator, leaning over the generator.
Imagine leaning a tablet against a shelf divider. The killer might have used a
Is the tablet?
Well, yeah.
I see. And what?
Oh. So it's suspended. Okay.
The battery may have been suspended over the generator.
Okay.
Suspended over.
The battery was suspended by something, and the presence of that item starts to make a lot more sense. The extension cord.
This is it.
Okay, I see.
The killer could have tied the extension cord around the battery and slung the battery over the generator. If the cord and battery were tied together at the time of the generator's explosion, it would explain why half of the cord had been burned away.
Right.
The more you explain it, the more unbelievable it sounds.
What if that's the point? Maybe the killer chose a crazy method because no one would believe it.
Yeah.
I don't see how weaving a cord into the mix is any more beneficial than leaving it out. If anything, the cord adds extra weight.
Which would be especially inconvenient for Diana, because her arm was bleeding.
Right. It wouldn't benefit Diana to hold the cord. So, what if she didn't? Something else may have been supporting the cord instead.
Something like... third person.
Yeah.
It wasn't...
An object.
I got it.
Throughout this trial, we've assumed the killer held the battery in some form or another. If the battery was on its own, the killer tossed it in. If the battery was wrapped with a cord, the killer held the other end of the cord.
Right.
But in the same way something else can hold the battery, can't something else also hold the cord?
True.
Ugh. My head's starting to spin.
Are you talking about something which could keep the cord in place?
Yeah. Something to keep the cord in place. If I imagine the cord and the battery is tied around in front of a generator in the same spot where the shrapnel had surfaced. Great.
This is it. The killer tied the cord to the vent.
Yeah?
What vent?
The one above the generator. It connects the boiler room and the dining hall.
Yeah, it does.
There's a vent above the generator?
Yep.
You should remember some light shining into the boiler room. That's where the vent is.
Yeah, it is.
The vent itself is set a bit far back into the wall. So, you probably assumed the spot was a small window or something.
If the boiler room and the dining hall are separated by one vent, does this make the wallpaper thin, or...?
Yeah.
There's two vents. The boiler room vent and the dining hall vent. Both are connected via a small ventilation shaft. I was able to get a close look at the boiler room vent after Ava and I woke up, which is why I know these details.
Mm-hmm.
How close is close for someone under 6 foot?
Ava helped me reach the vent,
By?
letting me sit on her shoulders.
Quite the visual.
Keep your mind out of the gutter. Don't rub it in.
Anyway, if the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent, and the other end around the battery, they could suspend the battery over the generator.
Right.
Something like that would result in an explosion.
What do you mean?
You say the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end to the battery. However, indoor extension cords are much longer than regular cords. They can be upwards of 9 or more meters in length, as opposed to the average cord's 2 meters.
Right.
9 meters is significantly longer than the distance between the vent and the boiler room floor.
Mm-hmm. Which is why it's on the vent from the dining room.
If the killer wanted to tie the battery to the cord's other end, they would be tying it to something which is already submerged in water.
I see. It is an impossible setup.
Not necessarily. The killer can have greatly reduced length of cord by doing that. Cutting it.
Cut. And
could have been.
Well,
Not
I didn't see.
You.
So then, wrapping the cord around the battery.
I got it.
It's 50-50.
The extension cord is pretty thin and flimsy.
Right.
If the killer wanted the battery to be secure, they need to wrap a lot of cord around it.
Right.
Probably to the point there wouldn't be much spare cord remaining.
True.
Which is a good thing, because this spare cord is what the battery will be suspended by.
That is.
So long as the spare cord isn't too long, the battery will sit safely above the water.
So much effort.
Yeah.
Agreed. How do you even submerge the battery into the water under those circumstances?
How? Simple. By adjusting the cord's position. All a killer would need to utilize is a certain aspect of the boiler room. The vent again, right?
This is it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, I gave the vent a close look after originally waking up in the boiler room. Part of my inspection included opening the vent to get a better look at the other side.
Right.
The vent can be opened?
Yeah.
Not all the way, but far enough for the vent to cause a domino effect if then closed. In our case, a domino effect involving the extension cord tied to it.
Yeah, okay.
If we assume the vent must be open for the battery to remain a safe distance above the water, we end up with a pulley system.
Yeah, we do.
To prevent the battery from entering the water,
I'm liking this.
literally pulling
Figuring
the entire
it
cord
out.
backwards. Ergo, it's not just the killer's own measurements keeping the battery in place, but the vent itself.
Yeah.
Having opened one of these vents before, I can tell you how tough they are to move.
Wrapping my fingers around the grate directly in front of me, Pulled as hard as I could.
A lightweight battery definitely isn't heavy enough to pull one shut. It takes an actual person to close one. Which is great for the killer, because it means they get to maintain full control over when the battery enters the water.
Yeah.
If they close the vent, the cord should slide forward and submerge the battery into the water. When that happens, the boiler room water becomes electrified by the battery's components, which in turn causes electricity to pass directly into the body of Wolfgang, who is standing in the water.
Yep.
Exactly which vent is the cord being tied to?
The boiler room vent.
Funny. Earlier, you said there's a small vent shaft connecting the boiler room vent to the dining hall vent.
Yeah.
Assuming the killer is operating this trap from outside the boiler room, since we know there were only ever 2 people in that room, how would they even be able to reach the boiler room vent? Like you said, there's a separate vent in front of it.
Yeah. Huh. She has a point. I've been assuming the cord is tied to the boiler room vent, but I failed to consider the ventilation shaft. It becomes considerably harder to reach the boiler room vent if you have to reach down the shaft first. Not just this, I never tested to see if the boiler room vent can open inwards. I only got it to open outwards. By that logic, the vent on the opposite side of the shaft can be opened.
This
the direction it needs.
could only mean one thing. The killer never tied the cord to the boiler room vent. They tied the cord to the dining hall vent.
That just creates the same problem as before, but reversed. Instead of the dining hall vent making it hard to close the boiler room vent, it's the boiler room vent making it hard to reach the dining hall vent.
Yeah.
While the vents may seem like an obstruction, especially since they can't be opened all the way, there's a very easy workaround. All the killer needs to do is fit the extension cord between the grates of the boiler room vent.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, the grates. You mentioned something about them earlier. Right. When you described opening the boiler room vent.
Wrapping my fingers around the grate directly in front of me, pulled as hard as I could. You would need to be able to grip it.
Fit your fingers between the grates. There's no damn way you can't fit a cord.
Exactly.
Exactly. After which, you could slide the cord through the ventilation shaft and out the opposite end for the killer to then go and tie to the...
Actually...
Alright. Let's do this.
Hello?
What is it now?
There's something I still don't understand about your theory.
Okay.
It's to do with the logistics of the cord.
Okay.
The logistics?
Its size.
Back to discussing this again? Never mind. I'll find a way to combat his argument, just like I've done countless times already. Rebuttal showdown time.
I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through.
Right.
What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation.
Right.
Which means it must have been closed during the murder. I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through.
Right.
What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation.
Right.
Which means it must have been closed during the murder.
Oh. There we go.
I don't see a problem here. The killer doesn't even need to open that vent, because they could simply slide the cord between the grates.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never
The knife?
involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue.
So argument might have made sense if it wasn't for a
Indoor
fatal
extension
flaw.
cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't.
Right.
How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never involved,
The knife.
or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue.
Oh?
I understand the boiler room vent can be opened.
Uh,
Maybe not all the way.
Knife.
But enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation.
Yeah?
Which means it must have been closed during the murder. I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe
Yeah.
not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation, which means it must have been closed during the murder.
Yeah, the plug.
I don't see a problem here. The killer doesn't even need to open that vent, because they could simply slide the cord between the grates.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue. Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate?
Right.
Either the boiler room vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue. Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never
I'm
involved,
confused.
or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue. Indoor
One
extension
flaw.
cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate?
What?
Either the boiler room vent was never involved.
It's not
or it
actively
was
letting
open
me
at some
cut.
point, and someone else closed it.
That is my issue.
Indoor extension cords may be thin,
But the plugs on either side
of them
aren't. How can the killer fit both
those plugs
between the gaps in the
vent grate.
Why won't you let
Either
me
the
cut?
boiler room
vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue.
Indoor
Now we lose because time.
But the plugs on
either side of them aren't.
What the fuck? What is it? Cause like the problem is, right? Because the problem is the I guess I think I've got this. It's an extension cord.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them.
I'll cut through those words!
Okay.
If you insert the cord through the boiler room vent first, it's possible to fit the cord through. You just need to start with the internal plug. The cords in Storage Closet D have a slim internal end. This can easily be slid through the gaps in the vent.
I overthought it.
Once the killer ties the cord around the dining hall vent, presumably with a knot, the cord won't be at risk of sliding back out either.
Right.
I see. When put like that, whether or not the boiler room vent was closed isn't really relevant.
How'd you figure all this out from some shrapnel and an extension cord? This is crazy.
A little bit.
At the same time, what he's describing sounds plausible.
Right.
Since the battery was suspended over the generator, it's no surprise the machine ended up the way it did.
True.
Fortunately for Diana, she was safe by virtue of remaining on the platform. I imagine that was also the killer's intention.
The killer kept her on the platform?
Yeah.
They must have known they were injecting Wolfgang with a hallucinogenic. So, it's possible they hoped his behavior would scare Diana off from entering the water.
Right.
Although, even if Diana did die, the moment people realized only she and Wolfgang entered the boiler room, they'd probably call the whole thing a murder gone wrong.
Well, all of this certainly changes things.
Yeah, it does.
Huh?
If the killer is someone who needed access to the vent, and needed to be operating from the dining hall...
Yeah, if it's one of the people at the party.
Then everyone who attended the tournament is a suspect.
Yeah, it is.
What?
No way!
One of the tournament attendees is the killer. Damn it. How did I not realize sooner? Someone who we didn't see in the splasher I pointed out wasn't visible. The fact the killer could even access the vent means they must have been in the dining hall at the time of Wolfgang's murder.
So we can reduce it down to 8 people. Damon, Kai, Grace, Eva, Cassidy, Jed, Mark, and John.
Okay, it's Sean.
It was probably Cassidy. She set the whole thing up.
Nope.
I was only trying to improve the mood.
It wasn't me. I was playing a game with Damon when the lights went out.
Right.
I had to play music.
Me too.
You never touched my equipment.
I meant I was watching Kai and Damon play.
I was spectating as well.
Me too.
You weren't, though, Ava.
And Cass too, I think? I was too focused on the game.
Ava wasn't in the image, though.
If everyone's telling the truth, then all 8 of y'all were crowded round the same spot?
No.
Near the right wall where the TV was set up. It's also the furthest wall from the vent.
Seems like someone is lying again.
Yeah. The tournament participants who flipped the vent are going to deduce who that person is by determining everyone's positions directly before the blackout. The problem is, I myself have been totally preoccupied with the game. I never got a good look at the actual people around me. Never got a good look. Wait, is that it? Well, I never got a good look at the others. I can still deduce their general positions as if they were near me, from whether or not I heard them. Think, Damon, think. Who and what did I hear back then? It was you. The only person I never heard was you. It's Ava. And that's... yeah.
It has to be you!
The killer is Ava.
Huh?
Ava's the only one whose position I can't account for. Mark was mixing a track at the time Kai and I were playing a game, so I know he must have been stationed at his pad.
Right.
And everyone else? I remember hearing their voices over the sound of the game.
Right, which means they have to be in close proximity.
Everyone, except Ava. In fact, the last I saw her, She was standing in the corner of the room with the vent.
Right.
So Ava flipped the vent?
Yep.
Oh man! And the reason no one heard it is because the music was too loud!
Yep.
Don't blame me. I was just doing what I was told.
By Ava.
No one's blaming you. We're all in on Eva.
Care to contribute anything, Eva?
I didn't flip the vent.
Well, Damon says you did.
Yeah?
Damon says a lot of things.
While you aren't technically wrong, I don't think that
It
counts as
doesn't.
an argument.
She's in a corner.
His theory is full of plot holes. He just refuses to point them out.
Okay, what are they?
What plot holes?
The cord.
What?
In retrospect, you were so quick to accuse me that you overlooked a huge problem with the cord. If I'm the killer, how did I dispose of it?
Trick question. You left the cord tied to the vent.
What then? It unraveled by itself and fell into the water?
Yeah, you got me there.
How did Ava get rid of the cord? Sure, it's possible if she knew to untie it at the right time. She was watching. It's during the blackout.
I got it.
When we couldn't see.
To dispose of the cord. You just untied it during the blackout.
She untied the knot during a blackout?
I mean, with half the cord being burned.
Being the one who set up the trap, Ava could have easily practiced untying the knot in advance. Or she just made it a really simple knot. Either way, it wouldn't be any more difficult than untying your shoelaces with your eyes closed.
If Ava untied the cord, did it also fall into the water?
Diana's testimony says as much.
Yep.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
During your confrontation with Wolfgang, you recounted hearing certain sounds.
The plop! That wasn't Wolfgang falling into the water, that was the cord. Back this. Everything turns white. Everything except Wolfgang. And then that's the cord falling.
The first sound was obviously the battery exploding.
Right.
And the second, when you first recounted the story, you said it was the sound of the knife hitting the water. But why would a thin knife make such a big splash?
Then, do you think...
What really caused that sound was probably the extension cord falling into the water.
Yeah.
When you say it that way, it does seem likelier.
I should have known. The kid who lied about her talents and tried to lie about the Tozy trinkets. I should have known. I should have known only Eva fucking Sadaka would kill Wolfgang!
You're right that Eva's lied to us several times already.
But she's just a mathlete. How did someone like her come up with something this complicated?
Her talent would give her the upper hand in all that measurement nonsense.
Yeah?
Even so, the sheer volume of items Eva had to steal. She's been under heavy suspicion these past few days. How did she sneak into Jet and Desmond's rooms without being noticed?
It's impossible. Wolfgang even got mad at me for being late to the dining hall by a few minutes. I've been watched the entire time I've been here. There's no way Jet wouldn't have noticed me taking his battery.
Right on. No one steals from me.
They already did.
Yeah.
And anyway, how could I enter the cord through the boiler room vent when I can't even reach the top of the generator? If anything, you should be suspicious of the taller students.
I understand why people are doubtful, but can't let the conversation continue like this. Ava did, in fact, have a way to reach the vent. All she had to use was the generator itself. Or actually, it could be the stack of boxes.
Ava grabbed one of the boxes on the concrete.
But he never
could.
Then the
This.
The generator. I can't use those. So it's just the generator.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not talking.
What?
This is it. Ava.
Sure.
To reach the top of the generator, you simply stood on one of the boxes in the boiler room.
Sure, I can't pick the boxes on the platform, but the boxes in the background are fair game.
There's already a huge pile of them near the generator itself. You could easily push one up against the machine.
Yeah.
She would have known about those boxes in advance, too. Since she explored the boiler room with you ahead of time.
Yeah, she would have.
Okay, I could have used the boxes to reach the top of the generator. And I could have fit the cord through both vents if I inserted the right plug.
Right.
I can do both of those things without attracting suspicion.
Right.
What I can't do without attracting suspicion is opening the vent.
Which vent are we talking about?
The dining hall one. Based on what Damon's saying, it needs to be opened for the killer's trap to work. But opening it during the tournament is asking to be caught, and opening it before the tournament is useless because Jet, Cassidy, and Mark would see it while setting up.
Right.
Oh yeah, you're right. If there was an open vent with a cord tied to it, I would have noticed for sure.
Now that Eva mentions it, I'm pretty sure the vent was closed during setup.
Vent was closed.
See, there's no way I can execute this trap without being caught. It's a stupid trap anyway. All the cord and vent stuff is too complicated. There's a billion ways it could go wrong. Damon's just making stuff up. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I got this.
That's bullshit. Can it, you four-eyed troll? You can't talk your way out of this one.
Shit.
The only person who would be sick-minded enough to kill Wolfgang is you and only you. Don't you fucking try and tell me otherwise!
That's off the bait. Okay. Game tournament timeline.
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat near a vent.
Seems to be pretty good evidence to me.
Wolfgang exposed you for the snake you are, and you despised him because of it. You have a motive!
Perhaps our understanding of the mechanism is wrong?
True.
Maybe it wasn't closing the vent,
That triggered it.
but something else?
Do you have any evidence to prove that?
Even if this trap was used, you can't guarantee it operated the way Damon described.
How so?
Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord, with a special knot which can untie by itself. After a bit of time passes...
There's even less evidence for that!
Evidence? No one here cares about evidence. I just happen to be...
At the game time.
No, that's wrong!
No.
No. It's no coincidence you were at the game tournament. In fact, it's not even a coincidence the tournament took place during the murder.
What do you mean?
It was impossible for me to notice this earlier, but the killer timed the tournament so it would grant them an alibi for the murder.
Whoa. Are you accusing me of murder again? I thought you said Ava was the culprit.
Not like that.
The detective isn't supposed to switch suspects in the last stretch like this. You're totally throwing the audience for a loop, and not in a good way.
Except neither of you played a role in determining what time the tournament would be held.
True. Ava was the one who suggested the time.
The only person to determine that was Ava.
When I was training my talent, I did most of my studying at 9 a.m. Brain is most active and ready to absorb information at that time. I think this effect could help our video game skills. 9 a.m. tournament, huh? Wouldn't be the first time. Screw it, let's do 9 a.m., hour after the morning announcement.
Ava knew she would be in the dining hall tomorrow, so when Cassidy announced the tournament, she realized it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create an alibi for herself.
Yep.
That's insane. How could she have come up with something like that on the spot?
It wasn't just for an alibi either. Since Ava knew about the tournament, she could time the setup of her trap accordingly.
That she could have. To answer her question, why neither Cassie, Jet, or Mark noticed the open vent, when I think back on what Cassie told me earlier today, before the tournament began, I can discern exactly when Ava opened the vent. After stacking the furniture.
I got it. Cassidy, you told me Ava approached you yesterday and asked to help set up the tournament.
Yeah?
What exactly did she say?
When did I tell you this again?
Before the tournament?
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, Eva wanted to see what sort of equipment the tournament needed. After I showed her Mark's stuff and told her we were redecorating the dining hall, she offered to help.
Alright.
Back when this conversation happened, you still hadn't decided what time you were going to start redecorating, right?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Eva really helped me out, though. She said she would stack the dining hall furniture we weren't going to use later that night.
Yep.
Afterwards, we could focus purely on arranging the technical stuff in the morning.
Alright. Then tell me what happened last night.
Jet, Mark, Eva, and I came to the dining hall at around 8:40 p.m. probably.
Okay.
We stacked the table and the dining chairs against the left wall, and the sofas we moved to the middle of the room, maybe a little more to the right. Then we all went back to our dorms. Well, I was kind of hungry, so I stayed back a few minutes before leaving.
Hold the phone. If those sofa chairs were moved to the middle of the room, why did I see one over in the corner this morning?
'Cause Eva pushed it there.
Eva what?
She didn't want to take part in the tournament. Just watch it from the side. That's what she told me.
Yep.
I
Yep.
never thought it was weird or anything. Some people just like sticking to the walls of rooms, you know?
We're talking
That's
about the
kinda
sofa
fair.
in the upper left corner, aye? The one next to the coffee table.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Yo, when the power went out, I'm pretty sure Damon ran over to that corner to look through. Yeah, a vent!
Did she move the chair there so it would be easier to reach the vent later?
And to block the
Why
sight.
would I when Cassidy just said the vent was closed during setup?
Because you were covering for yourself in advance.
Huh?
The vent may not have been open at the time, but I'm willing to bet that's because you were still creating your trap.
In what way?
Let's say Ava took a detour for the boiler room first, and slid the internal plug through both vents. After going upstairs and helping rearrange the dining hall furniture, during which she moves a sofa chair so it obscures the vent, she heads outside and hides until everyone else goes to bed. Then, she walks back in and opens the vent.
So Eva took complete advantage of them?
Yep.
Not my fault those two are so trusting.
You think a big guy like me was gonna be afraid of some mathlete? No way!
I mean, she did lie about a lot of important things.
Yep.
Her talent being one of them.
She also cried and fled the scene after we found out, no?
Yep.
I just thought it was cool. She wanted to help me out.
Hey, can we backtrack a little? Like, to before all this Ava talk?
Why?
What's up?
What happened?
It's to do with the chair's position.
Right. The chair.
You guys keep saying it was in front of the vent, but Damon stood in front of the vent during the blackout. If the chair was in the position you all say it was, it should have blocked him from crouching in front of the vent.
Ava probably just moved it during the blackout.
Eh?
Before the blackout, it was positioned with its back to the left wall.
To hide it.
However, when I ran over to the vent,
the chair
was suddenly pushed up against the northern wall, out of the vent's range.
Yep.
Ava must have shifted the chair while everyone was initially panicking from the blackout. I'm guessing she hoped people would misremember its position, and think it was always along the northern wall.
Oh, man! So I totally fell for it?
I also remember seeing a speaker in that corner.
Yeah, about that. This morning, Jet, Mark, and I arrived at the dining hall a little after 8 a.m., then Eva came a few minutes later.
Right.
She helped us put together Mark's equipment, which was stationed in the lower right corner of the room. And then she volunteered to play speakers around the room while Jet and I set up the TV next to the fireplace.
Interesting, huh?
Moving a speaker near the vent. Did Eva do that to drown out Diana and Wolfgang's scuffle?
Yeah, and in turn exacerbate the effects of the other speakers. There were almost a dozen spread throughout the dining hall. Some even sandwiched into corners they didn't need to be. Eva probably placed them that way to cover as much ground as possible.
Still. Eva entered the dining hall at 8:10 a.m., right? So, wouldn't it be impossible for her to knock out Lawyer Man at 8:15 a.m.?
Fair.
According to Eva, she arrived around 8:10 a.m., but it's possible she actually arrived much later. Since there's no clock in the dining hall, he just couldn't have known. In fact, that might be why Eva seemed so eager to arrange Mark's equipment in the morning. Upon realizing it had a clock, she wanted to ensure it would only be powered on after she arrived.
It seems the setup of this trap occurred across 3 phases.
Correct.
Phase 1 took place in the boiler room and involved tying a lithium battery to an extension cord.
Yeah.
The cord was then slid through the grates of the closed boiler room vent, presumably until it almost poked out the other end of the ventilation shaft. Phase 2, by contrast, was carried out in the dining hall. The aforementioned cord was tied around the dining hall vent, which was then left open. This must have happened after Cassidy, Mark, and Jet were already done redecorating.
Right.
For the third and final phase, the battery was carefully suspended over the generator.
Yeah.
All these steps combined created a pulley system, which could only be triggered by closing the dining hall vent.
Right.
Is there anything I'm missing?
No, that sounds about right.
How I closed the vent.
Huh?
No one has explained how I closed the dining hall vent. Obviously, I didn't do it during the blackout. According to Damon, the blackout can only happen after the vent is closed.
Right.
So, I must have stood up, gone behind the chair, and closed the vent during the tournament.
Right.
That's stupid. Someone is definitely going to notice that sort of conspicuous movement.
Not unless we're all focused on the game.
It doesn't matter if that someone is on the opposite side of the room. They're going to notice.
How did we overlook such an obvious discrepancy?
Eva's right. Standing up would look really suspicious. Which is exactly why she used that to circumvent the problem.
This is it. The location of your chair bypasses this problem entirely.
There.
To close the vent, all you need to do is set the chair to recline and reach behind you.
Set the chair to recline?
All the dining hall chairs have the ability to recline. Some were already set to that position at the start of the tournament.
Right.
Including Ava's.
Yep.
With her chair in recline, Ava can easily reach down and close the vent, without shifting from her position. It's not perfectly inconspicuous, but it's subtle enough to not catch most people's attention. Especially those focused on watching a video game competition. Well, am I wrong?
This isn't funny. Just because I was sitting in front of the vent doesn't mean I was the one who triggered the mechanism.
No one can sneak up behind you without drawing attention, especially when all the lights were still on.
That's just dumb! Where I was sitting shouldn't make me a murderer.
But it does.
Even so, with everything we've spoken about...
Everything? Did you already forget what was said earlier?
What?
Just look at all the items I would need to set up this murder.
Okay.
The battery, the extension cord, the rolling pin, the taser, the syringe, and the supposed drug used with it. How could I have collected all of those things? Wolfgang and everyone else hated me because I lied about my talent. They were on their guard whenever I was around. You think Jet and Desmond would just let me walk into their rooms and take their stuff?
No.
That's true. We still haven't explained how she robbed 2 people's rooms without being caught.
Easy. Her game wasn't a game at all.
Unless you can prove I had the chance to get all this stuff, you can't make me out to be the killer.
Fine. I'll show proof. Only you could obtain the items necessary for this murder.
Her game console. Ava had Desmond's blackmail.
I got it.
Yeah.
Ava, you were well aware of the existence of those items.
Right.
For starters, everyone heard about Jet's battery. It was common knowledge due to his boasting.
Right.
Wait, so it's all my fault? Ouch.
Since the dorms aren't locked, you could have easily snuck in and grabbed the battery while no one was inside.
Right.
The battery is lightweight too, so you wouldn't have trouble carrying it. For the rest of your plan, the syringe and drugs are both readily available in the pharmacy. And as for the taser, you may not have known about its existence right away, but you still had every incentive to search Desmond's room.
Right.
Because you received his blackmail.
Eva? You knew my blackmail this whole time and never said anything?
So what?
Huh?
So what if I knew? I wasn't the only one. Damon knew your blackmail as well.
Oh yeah, he read it out loud to everyone earlier, didn't he?
Damon knew almost everything I did. He knew where the items used in this murder were stored. He knew the layout of the boiler room and the storage closets. He knew all sorts of things.
Yeah.
The only thing he didn't know is the one thing more important than any piece of physical evidence.
What?
The hell are you talking about?
See, you still don't know. You still don't know that we never saw eye to eye.
Huh?
Eye to eye... on the not killing each other stuff?
On Wolfgang.
Eh?
Damon saw the way Wolfgang scolded me and treated me like a bad guy, and he thought I hated him the same way he did. But unlike Damon, I never wanted Wolfgang to die.
What the?
Whoa! That's a loaded accusation.
That is.
Not a first for this trial.
If you thought you saw the worst of Damon after the dummy trial, you underestimate just how low he can stoop. I practically risked my life pretending to be his ally, but in return, he let me see the extent of his deceitfulness. Which is why I can tell everyone that Damon has Wolfgang's blackmail.
This is about to get interesting.
Oh gosh.
Ava, you.
Any reason you didn't tell us this earlier?
Well, I didn't think it was incriminating at first.
Not even when he refused to come forward about it?
That was weird, but I didn't want to make accusations at the time because it could have just been his ego talking. Only after watching him reject the taser gun over this dumb mechanism he made up did I realize I had potential evidence on my hands.
Damon, do you have your blackmail on you?
Yep.
Don't worry about reading it out loud or anything. Just show the image. That's all you gotta do.
Did Ava really never trust me? Why then did she disclose so much to me? Why did she tell me? Says to trust you. No, this can't be at the forefront of my mind right now. I'm on the cusp of bringing this case to a close. What Ava thinks about me shouldn't matter. What she thinks about me. You took her side, you were letting people refuse to listen. So, the mystery behind the old case. No one thanked you, though. I'm really sorry about how things turned out. The other students wouldn't have treated you unfairly if it wasn't for me. Damn it, damn it. This entire time I've been judging the others for how trusting they are, not even realizing. I was blindly following the words of a stranger. Now, everyone here, they're gonna hold this blackmail crap against me. Even more if I had just come forward earlier. Even so, what choice do I have? No one will let this discussion continue unless I tell the truth.
Fine. I'll show it. But only the picture. As requested.
With those words, I retrieved the envelope from my pocket. And pulled out the photo.
He's married?
Ingrid, Wolfgang doesn't have blue eyes.
So, who is this then? His parents?
Yep.
I mean, why else would the guy look like him?
Right.
Given the year this photo was taken, these two people must be his parents. Look at what's printed at the bottom. April 17th, 2001. We know how old Wolfgang is because of the student reports. In 2001, he wasn't even born yet.
But why his parents? Are they being held against their will?
No.
You can't leave us hanging, Damo! You gotta read out what it says!
That's not what was asked of me. And even if I had to, I don't think someone who can't explain himself should have his secrets revealed to everyone.
Some things are better left unsaid.
For the record, I know what Wolfgang's blackmail says, but it didn't change my outlook on him. I don't think it's possible for anyone to hate someone like Wolfgang. He was always brave in the face of sheer adversity.
Damn.
And encouraged everyone else to act likewise.
Yep.
Wolfgang challenged me to be a better person. Wolfgang challenged all of us to be better people. And maybe Ava simply couldn't rise to his challenge.
Don't listen
Damn!
to him! He's trying to divert everyone from the truth.
Even though Wolfgang and I didn't always see eye to eye, my respect for him and his talent never wavered. Why would
Okay, I
someone
like
harm
this.
him? Me, who's been leading this trial much the same way he led the one before. I may have questioned the idea no one here would kill, but that doesn't make me someone who wants to see bloodshed.
He does! He does want bloodshed!
Sip it, Ava.
We have all the proof he's a cold-blooded killer. Wolfgang's blackmail, which he lied about having.
No, we never said we didn't have it.
But wasn't Damon playing?
Nothing he says should be trusted. Nothing he says about me or anything else.
It is odd that we place faith in a man who does not have faith in us. So much so, these discussions are mostly led by his own conjecture.
Damon isn't the killer, though. Why would he try to mislead anyone? Like, he and I were playing a game when the murder happened, and multiple people can vouch for us.
Oh yeah, Kai.
Not to mention, the things he's been saying make a lot of sense.
Yep.
Truth has no personal alliance. That's why.
Even if he wasn't here, we'd arrive at the same conclusion anyway.
Depends who you mean by we.
Then, you all still think I'm the killer?
Yep.
Someone needs to be voted by the end of this.
Don't just say it like that.
Poor Jet.
How would I know? How would I know when to drop it?
Drop what?
The battery! Damon says the killer dropped the battery when
Their
Diana
game
was
console.
already in the boiler room. But how would I know when Diana was in the boiler room? It's not as if I could listen out for her. The music speakers are too loud. And the dining hall has no clocks, so it'd be impossible for me to know if it was 8:45 a.m.
Right. Only Mark's DJ pad had a clock.
Maybe
I got
Ava
this
asked
one.
Mark for the time.
She never spoke to me.
We never spoke! I never even got up from my chair! Besides, how could I be sure Diana arrived on time anyway? If you can't explain how I knew when to drop the battery, then shut up and stop accusing me!
We got this. It makes a decent point. How did she drop the battery in time? Does she just rely on chance? No, that doesn't seem likely. Her entire plan fails if the timing isn't right. Can't think if my years of debate have taught me anything. Need to look at this from another angle. Just take from the top while assuming Ava is the killer. She saw Diana enter.
I got it. The only way the killer would have known when to spring their trap was by seeing Diana enter the room.
Right.
Any uncertainty would ruin the plan.
Exactly.
And the dining hall was too loud to hear anything over.
So where does she watch from? There's only two possible places. The camera.
This is it.
Yep.
It's impossible to see anything from the vent, which means the only way anyone could see into the room was by using the school cameras.
Say what?
I don't understand how, but Ava must have used the camera.
Is she working with the kidnappers?
Are you kidding me? How the hell would I have access to the camera?
To actually see what happened on security cameras. What would she need access to? Naturally, it'd have to be some sort of screen. Screen. Huh. Thinking back on all the various clues we discovered, I can't pinpoint anything which could provide the answer to that question. Huh. Feels like deja vu, doesn't it? When all other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one which still remains. The one thing we've yet to discuss. Ava, it's time I bring to end what you started. For better or for worse, this one will be your final lie. Whoa, it's time for the final piece of this puzzle. However, won't be without a fight. Announcing argument altercation. Oh! Okay. Player movement, focus, mega bullet, noise bullet. Okay. Oh! Oh, so it's a side scroller. In this game, you and your opponents battle each other in a bullet hell extravaganza. Dodge your opponent's attacks, shoot down their arguments, and solve the case. Use the WASD to move, space to fire noise bullets. You can also focus by pressing left shift, which will slow the battle temporarily. Your opponents will fire their own bullets, so be sure to use your abilities strategically to avoid damage. They will also make statements of their own, which will appear as orange text. Oh, they also start the game with a shield, meaning they cannot be damaged by any means. Fuck. But worry not, you can weaken their shield by breaking their statements with your bullets. Breaking their statements also charges your mega bullet. You want to press the F key to fire that one. Why? Well, it's the only way to damage your opponent. If you miss, don't worry. Just break more statements in order to recharge your mega bullet. After a certain amount of hits, you will progress to the next stage of the battle and your opponent will become more frenzied. Their attacks even wilder. Once they finally run out of HP, your opponent will then ask you their burning question. Press the WASD to solve the case. Fail, you have to start over from the last stage, however, losing all your HP will force you to restart from the very beginning. So I'd suggest you don't do that. It's quite a lot of information, so feel free to press F2 in order to refresh. I would say have fun, but your life actually depends on it, so get going! Hell yeah! Oh, I like this music.
Why would I kill? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera?
Ow.
It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? There's no proof I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. Damon, I thought you trusted me.
I mean, you just betrayed us, so...
Why would I kill anyone?
What the fuck?
There's no proof I just
okay then,
Who cares about the camera? It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. Ow! I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera?
Okay.
Who's suspicious? It's Damon.
I'm vibing.
Why won't you believe me?
Final phase? What's this question? Final phase. Fuck, I missed.
Why would I kill anyone?
I like this music.
Why would I kill anyone?
Oh, what the fuck? Ow, ow.
Fair. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. This is.
I played Cuphead, I've got this.
Why would I kill anyone?
How can I access
How could I
here?
access the
Ava's
security
personal game console.
It's over. Ava, we know the truth.
Let's go.
No! Don't kill me!
What you said was true, Ava. Whether
That
the
was
trap works depends on if
cool.
the killer can see inside the boiler room.
I liked that. That was a fun mini game.
Which begs the question: how does
It's
the killer
tough,
see
but
inside?
it's fun.
They can't just get on their knees and peek through the vent. Everyone in the dining hall would notice.
Right.
Besides, the vent probably offers very little in the way of an actual view of the room.
Right.
Exactly! It's impossible!
Right. It's impossible. From this particular angle.
Right.
If I switch perspectives, your entire argument comes completely undone.
That does.
What do you mean?
Ava assumes I'm taking only one factor into account. Her position at the time of Wolfgang's murder.
Right.
Little does she know that in ruling out that factor, she's led me straight to another.
Yeah, she did.
A certain item which could have granted her the ability to see inside the boiler room.
Yep.
An item that, like the chemical smell, only makes sense when all other options have been ruled out.
Yeah.
The game console she brought with her to the tournament.
Ava had a game console?
She wanted to get in the spirit of the tournament without being directly involved. Or so she claimed.
Right.
But when every other option has been ruled out, what else can we look to but the one that's yet to be addressed?
Right.
Are you saying she saw inside the boiler room using the console?
Yeah.
So he played live footage of the room?
Sounds like a stretch.
If I'm wrong, Ava should be able to prove her innocence.
By pulling it
Come
out?
on, Ava. Show us the console.
Huh?
God damn!
I don't think she has the console on her, dude.
She has to. She never had an opportunity to slink away and dispose of it.
True.
What about the blackout?
When the blackout first hit, people were disorientated for about a minute at most. Ava likely spent those 60 seconds undoing the cord and moving the chair.
Yep.
Between then and now, she's never been alone. The only exception was when she and I split up to investigate the dining hall and the dorms respectively. However, the laundry room, dining hall, and courtyard all had people in them.
Okay.
So I doubt she hid the console in any of those rooms. And the janitor closet? That room has been locked for days now. She obviously couldn't hide the console there. Which means it must still be on her person. Like I said earlier, if I'm wrong about the console, you can take it out right now and show everyone its contents.
Yep.
What are you waiting for? Quit hiding the stupid thing and show it!
You're just trying to make me look bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous of me. You're jealous of me and my talent. That's all you are. Jealous.
Hey, calm down.
We've got her.
Why not just pull out the console?
Yes! Show us the console and then you'll be done with this!
No! Eh? I don't have to show anyone anything.
That's the most suspicious thing you could say.
It's
Sure.
not suspicious.
Yeah, it is.
I'm telling the truth.
Bullshit.
That's obviously a lie.
Why go through the effort of mentioning Wolfgang's blackmail if you won't reveal this?
True.
Now that I think back on it, Ava had been staring at her console the entire tournament.
Yep.
I thought it was weird. Coming all the way over to the dining hall when she could have just stayed in her dorm.
Well, where did she obtain this console? We should discuss those details before continuing any more with these accusations.
She said she won it from Tozu's gachapon.
Seems natural he would stock that machine with dangerous items. With this being a killing game and all.
Between 14 impossible culprits and one possible killer, there's no need to figure out the facts further.
Hell yeah.
Ava, you're the only one we can vote for.
That's such twisted logic! You're going to vote for me without being completely sure I'm even guilty?
We're sure.
There's no need to be completely sure, if no one else can be suspected.
Right.
In case anyone still doubts Ava is the killer.
Hell yeah.
Case one last time.
John Bree put all the things
pieces
in
are laid
order.
out for everyone to see, I'll prove she's the killer, once and for all.
Okay. What did Wolfgang and Diana receive? Okay, yeah, it's like this. Closing the vent. Killer seal from Jet's room. Who arrived in the boiler room after Wolfgang? What? No. No. By closing the vent. What occurred right after Wolfgang's death? That was the blackout. Okay. Syringe. Yep, the syringe. Letters from the killer. What in the slid through. They received letters from the killer. Got the car battery, the eternal plug. Okay, car battery, eternal plug. This is still the car battery from Jet's room. And of course, through the vent, the eternal plug. Okay. The taser, the killer, who arrived at the boiler room with Wolfgang, the killer. Took the knife from the kitchen. That was Wolfgang. The killer leave on the boiler room floor. The taser. Wolfgang took the knife. And Diana arrived last.
This is how it happened.
This case was directly incited by the motive Tozu introduced, in which everyone here received another person's blackmail.
Yep.
Amidst the chaos that spawned, the killer saw an opportunity to commit a murder. They sent letters to two people, Wolfgang Akide, who they planned to kill, and Diana Venezia, who they planned to frame. Wolfgang and Diana were asked to meet in the boiler room in 2 days' time. Wolfgang's letter told him to arrive at 8:15 a.m., while Diana's told her to arrive at 8:45 a.m.
The messages threatened to expose our blackmail, so we had no choice but to follow their instructions.
At this point, the killer probably knew the way they were going to kill Wolfgang.
Most likely.
Hence, how they reacted to this next piece of information. The following morning, it was revealed that
the Slam Sisters tournament.
The game tournament.
The point was for people to spend time together and not think murdery thoughts. But little did we know, a would-be killer was lurking nearby.
Yep.
And how? The killer emboldened their own plans and made it so the tournament would happen at 9 a.m.
Did you just agree with yourself?
Both Wolfgang and Diana turned down the offer, which must have been music to the killer's ears, since it confirmed their plan was working. The killer took this as a sign to commence the next phase of their plan. Later that evening, they went downstairs to the boiler room, began preparing the murder weapon.
Though, it might be more accurate to call it a murder mechanism.
Yeah.
The killer wrapped an extension cord as tightly as they could around a car battery, which had been stolen from Jet's room. I imagine the battery must have been sitting on top of the generator. Wouldn't want to risk an explosion by bringing lithium too close to the water.
Right.
The killer avoided opening the boiler room vent for this segment. Probably because they knew I'd remember it being closed originally.
Probably.
A crucial part of the killer's plan would involve sliding the cord through the boiler room vent and out the other end into the dining hall. So they could then walk upstairs to the dining hall and tie the protruding part of the cord to the dining hall vent.
Funnily enough, the killer was going to be needed in the dining hall very shortly.
Yeah, to help Cass and me rearrange the dining hall's furniture. We were saving the whole thing for next morning, but they convinced us to do it that night instead.
Okay.
Their intentions were threefold. Create an alibi, hide the vent with a piece of furniture, and then open the vent in secret.
Right.
After which, they'd return to the boiler room and suspend the battery over the generator.
Yep.
Which brings us to today. Knowing better than to head downstairs without protection, Wolfgang went to the kitchen and armed himself with a knife. Toshiko didn't notice a knife on him when the two met in the hallway.
Right.
So he must have hidden it in his blazer.
Makes sense to me.
Wolfgang arrived inside the boiler room at 8:15 a.m., exactly like his letter requested. As he was waiting, the killer snuck up behind him.
And he got smacked right in the head with that steel rolling pin and crumpled like paper.
A syringe was then used to inject Wolfgang with a sleeping drug, ensuring he would remain in the boiler room until Diana arrived.
The killer might have, left the taser on the floor around this time.
Yeah, the taser they swiped from my dorm. They must have decided to raid the place after receiving my blackmail. If I'd heard about the taser sooner, I could have gotten rid of it, as well as whatever else my blackmail supposedly mentions.
Save the angsting for later, will you?
Anyway, back on topic. Wolfgang was left to lie in the partially flooded area of the boiler room, while the killer ran upstairs to help set up Mark's music equipment.
Right.
They didn't care about the equipment. They just wanted to put a speaker next to the vent, because it would drown out the fight which was going to happen later.
Yep.
Don't forget the digital clock! They wanted to get there before that became available. Don't need people knowing what time you actually arrived.
My letter said to meet at 8:45 a.m., so that's when I got to the boiler room. I made sure to close the door behind me, just as the message told me to.
Right.
Bad idea. Killer flipped the doorknob so that the lock was on the outside instead of the inside. You locked yourself in!
The room was really dark too. I didn't even see the suspended battery, only the blinking security camera. And then, Wolfgang, he got up on his feet all of a sudden, and he started crying and saying these weird things. I tried to keep him calm and asked him to come over to me, which he actually did. But the very next second, he attacked me with his knife.
The drugs probably gave him a frightening hallucination, and he perceived you as a threat.
Yeah.
He was screaming at me, and I was screaming back. No one from the tournament could hear us over the music. At one point, I even picked up the taser, but then I threw it back down again.
And that's when the killer decided it was time.
So even if she fired, Wolfgang would have died, but then, yeah, okay.
Having set their chair to recline, they were able to casually reach down and close the vent behind them.
So if Diana had fired that, she would have been blackened.
This lowered the extension cord, causing the car battery to enter the water and discharge a huge amount of electricity. Wolfgang, who was still standing in the water, was electrocuted instantly.
Yeah?
The battery itself exploded upon reacting with the water.
Right.
Which the killer was likely banking on as a way to destroy evidence. All of this happened right under my nose. No one could have guessed that someone present at the tournament was committing murder.
Yeah.
The explosion also damaged the generator and caused the blackout. Everyone ended up stumbling around in the dark.
Which the killer probably hoped for the blackout.
Not for long, though. We quickly came back to our senses and agreed to look for a backup generator on the underground floor.
Yeah.
I used a hairpin to unlock the boiler room door and ran outside, but you guys had already made it downstairs.
Okay.
That's when you say you ducked around a corner and out of sight. Only after everyone went inside the closets did you then dash upstairs.
It's a good thing she did. Otherwise, we'd have found her alone in a room with Wolfgang's dead body. We would have wrongly assumed Diana was the killer, and died as a result.
Yeah.
This complicated scheme calls to mind only one person. One person who just so happened to be sitting in a certain sofa chair.
Yeah.
That person is you, Ava Sunaka.
Sounds about right.
It's over, Ava. We know the truth.
Yeah, we do.
It's not fair. This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
Last trial will end. We did it.
My blood is rushing.
Wonderful, brilliant, spectacular. You have seen beyond the foul lies of this scorned mathematician, and delivered the honorable truth with wit and aplomb.
Well done.
This is worthy of praise. Allow me to reward your success with...
This isn't funny.
Can you shut up? Without Tozu's mad rambling, the trial room had gone completely silent. Everyone was either staring at the floor, or sneaking nervous glances at each other. Ah, I understand the reason for this frosty atmosphere. You found out who done it, so now you wish to know why done it.
Such a
Very well.
sport.
Every murder mystery needs a motive. I would be loath to break tradition at this stage.
There must be something.
Ava, why did you do this? Just why?
Come on.
Come on, speak up. You have nothing to lose now. It was Tozu. Huh? Tozu made me do it. For blackmail? What?
You...
You've been working with Tozu this entire time.
Such
And, huh? Oh, please. If her plan was to secretly infiltrate the killing game, she wouldn't have given herself such an attention-grabbing ultimate title.
Rubbish.
I mean, seriously, ultimate liar, talk about on the nose. No, it was just as much of a knappy as the rest of you.
Son of a bitch!
Shut up! You let her get away with breaking the rules. That's proof enough you're in cahoots.
Holy...
Uh-huh, Ava broke the rules. Yeah, but she blew up school fucking property.
Fuck you!
Why the fuck was I punished for chucking a rock at a camera? Ava wasn't punished for destroying a fucking generator.
Shit.
Shit, is Ava the exception the rule was talking about? What? Desmond tapped the screen of his trinket and conjured a familiar square-shaped hologram. With a few swipes of his finger, he located the killing game's rules. Okay, yeah. Everyone take a look at the second rule. Students are not allowed to vandalize any official killing game property, such as the cameras, the Tozu trinkets. Exceptions may apply. See how it says exceptions may apply at the end? Since Ava wasn't punished for breaking the generator, that means she counts as an exception. Well, it's because it was for a kill.
Lying.
You can explain how, or are you just trying to be a fucking contrarian?
This looks bad.
If I had to make a guess, it's probably because Ava destroyed the generator while committing a murder. Yeah, probably. Huh?
What's all this about?
Are you saying Ava has special privileges? I think it's more like method of murder was what destroyed the generator. Meaning the generator is technically tied to Wolfgang's death.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why Ava was excused for breaking it.
Slow down.
Yo, that can't just be the reason, can it?
I see.
If it were...
Brutal.
What?
You.
I see. Ava believes she would count as an exception to the rule. Which is why she didn't take any steps to avoid destroying the generator.
What?
Hello, guy. She was getting shot in the head over something she just assumed.
That ain't it.
No, though confident Ava executed the murder, she must have known for sure she wouldn't be penalized. Hello, guy. How are you? We just finished the trial and we're getting into the why done it part. How about it, Tozu? Did you ever share that information with her? A desperate killer is much like a hungry seagull, ready to pounce upon the slightest crumb of substance. The mere implication of a loophole ignites the senses. They desperate people always do. So after an errands finally got back? Nice. Hope that everything went well for you then. We'll shred that dignity in pursuit of confirmation. So, to answer your question, yes. If you approach me with the same question your friends are asking now. And yes, I confirmed her suspicions were true.
Not okay!
Seriously? That's so unfair.
Pathetic.
Unfair? Answering a reasonable question is far from unfair. Have you never asked a professor for help on an assignment? Sure, your professor won't do the work for you. But they'll be happy to clear up any confusion you might have. Why did Ava say you made her kill Wolfgang? Her blackmail? I suppose you could say Ava and I made a deal.
Huh?
A deal? What kind of deal? A deal to begin the killing game. Impossible! In exchange for agreeing to perform the first kill, she would receive a special perk.
Plot twist!
A traitor perk.
Holy...
What do you mean, traitor perk? Is it a tablet Ava has? I mean, she refused to show it to us when we asked. No. Mind you that a host cannot simply hand over a traitor perk to anyone who asks. For a student to be eligible for a perk, they must first earn it.
That was very...
What do you mean by earn it? You recall that little tidbit I shared with you about the pharmacy? You know, the one about a secret lurking inside. You see, a very interesting secret is lurking beyond the door. That's the secret. Were you referring to the traitor perk?
Well done.
Indeed I was. When I say a very interesting secret was lurking inside, I mean that quite literally. The only thing separating you from the perk was a few inches of stainless steel and a pin pad. Pin pad? Oh gosh, you're talking about that big door I found slipped behind a shelf?
I see.
I see. It's hiding the traitor perk all along. How did Ava figure out the password to the pin pad, though? Did she enter a bunch of random numbers until it, finally worked?
Well,
A 4-digit code have thousands of potential combinations. Unless Ava encountered unbelievable luck, the chances of her guessing the code in only a few days is extremely unlikely.
How?
How did she get access to the traitor perk? 4 numbers to unlock the pin pad. How did Ava figure them out? There's only one way. Only one way I could see her obtaining the correct answer. So it's to do with the poster, isn't it? That mysterious poster in the pharmacy? What poster are you?
Well done.
Ding ding, correct. Yes, hidden inside one of the pharmacy's room is a poster which reveals the code to the pin pad.
For real?
No.
How can that poster reveal the code, though? It literally has numbers literally right there in the circle. Knew it had to be important somehow. None of the visuals made sense, which is exactly why it caught my attention. I didn't know what to do with the information, how to decipher what I was seeing.
Pathetic.
And that is where you fell short of your mathematically gifted peer. With her keen hindsight and quick thinking, she saw the poster for what it really was.
Plot twist!
An equation. What? Every detail is deceitful. Those exclamations of grandeur may in fact be hints towards a certain something's nature. That large star are standing for coordinate planes. Well, not that it matters anymore. The passcode to the previous pin, to that precious pin pad is, after all, being changed as we speak. To quote the words of my parents' parents, the road to freedom must always be paved with obstacles.
Heckin' twisted!
Oh wait, a math equation is totally up Ava's alley. Ava, you told me you couldn't understand the posters.
Why the long face?
Of course you did. The equation is the key to the trader perk. Handing it over would mean handing the perk over.
Shit.
So the trader perk was Ava's reward for solving the puzzle.
Anybody?
The heck even is the perk? You still haven't explained that yet.
Ooh, me?
Oh, I assure you it's a very handy thing to have. See, the trader perk allows the owner to access the school's security cameras using a tablet. That tablet, of course, being on Ava's person right now. Ooh.
Damn it.
So I was right. You accessed the camera in the boiler room, which was how you saw Diana enter.
Oh, crud.
I thought it was weird. Ava wouldn't show us the tablets, but I didn't think it was actually wired to the school's cameras.
But then...
Then the reason I saw the security camera light blink back in the boiler room. It's because Ava was watching me.
What?
This makes too much sense.
Nonsense.
Ava, how could you negotiate with your kidnapper? Why would you have any reason to trust him? I had no choice. Huh? I either take his deal and give myself a chance to escape, or I would die here with the rest of you.
You.
That selfish attitude is the reason why we've ended up in this mess. Didn't we promise to make it out of here together? If you hadn't murdered one of the only people who could have handled this situation, we might have made progress on escaping.
Hang on.
Even if I didn't kill, someone else would have eventually. If they were in my position right now, they wouldn't even admit to what they've done. They've cried and snivelled and tried to guilt you. They wouldn't be honest like me.
Watch it.
Honest or not, playing Tozu's game was risky. You were trapped in a small space with witnesses everywhere. That's all a gamble you should have taken.
What a joke.
We had food, we had shelter. All we had left to do was wait for our eventual rescue from this place.
Stop it!
I would have died first. It was obvious from what was happening with Wolfgang. His constant jeering at me over the few mistakes I'd make while the rest of you followed his lead. If a class trial ever happened with him around, he would have accused me from being the killer even without evidence. You all would have believed him.
Whoa!
That's not.
Shut up!
Because of Wolfgang, I was isolated from everyone else. He turned me into an easy target for murder. And if I was murdered, would the rest of you even bother to find out who killed me? There's no way you would. There's no way anyone would. You're all the worst. I hope you all rot here.
Bro?
That's cool, man.
You really let me down.
Even if you had some rough spots, some of us still tried to get along with you. During the gaming tournaments, I was fine with you joining.
Ugh.
You think video games was enough to forgive everything you did to me? None of you actually cared about me. None of you. I had never been anything to anyone.
Huh?
What do you mean? It is the same in here as it is out there. I'm always the one that people hated. I didn't choose this talent. I was just doing what others wanted me to do. I was the prodigy student the adults wanted me to be. Thought I did everything right. But I still keep being judged. Everyone else around me resented me, hated me, because they wanted the love I received. Or what they thought was love. Despite all my hard work, the U2P turned me into something I never wanted to be. Even if I wanted to return to normality, it would be impossible. I'm stuck with this talent for life. And now, when I try to become something more than a sad joke, I get hit with the realization that all my efforts were for nothing. Never could be anyone else. I'll never get what I deserve. But I cared.
I don't understand.
Ava, I cared about you. I don't get it.
Why?
Ava, why did you frame me? I cared for you and stood up for you whenever I could.
Don't say that!
I wanted to be your roommate. I wanted to help you.
I don't want
It
to.
didn't mean anything.
But
why? You still agreed with everything Wolfgang said. No matter what he did to me, you kept on supporting him. Is that why you tried to frame me for his murder? Yeah, you deserved it.
No.
No. Diana let out a sob, nearly fell onto her podium. Diana! Eloise ran over to Diana and put an arm around her shoulder.
How can you believe that?
Why did you have to kill Wolfgang in front of her? That's so cruel. She obviously knew what she was doing, but the cause and time of death were mentioned in the mock trial case. So stands to reason they would be mentioned here too. Ava realized that she tried to leverage it against us. I'm sure receiving that little camera perk made it all too easy to time the murder.
Shut it!
Enough of this bullshit already. So Ava's a privileged little asshole who thinks her life sucks. Who cares?
Fuck you!
You took Wolfgang's life. The only thing you deserve is some fucking comeuppance.
Sheesh.
Does she actually telling the truth? Murdering someone because they lied about their inoffensive talent. Everyone, even she must know how ridiculous that sounds.
How can that be?
If Ava didn't kill Wolfgang because she was scared, then why did she kill him?
Honestly?
Why else but to escape the killing game? I doubt any of us ever were given a threat to her. Hex was probably the complete opposite.
Shocking.
She thought she was smarter and better than all of us. That's why she thought she could win the class trial.
My thoughts
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with Winona. In that case, you reckon Ava killed Wolfgang because of his abilities as a lawyer. She herself admitted he would have suspected her if he was here. Clearly, Wolfgang was the best person to kill if she wanted to escape.
Nope.
And anyway, Ava isn't the only one who's vulnerable. There are people here with even weaker bodies and weaker minds. One who is looking for an easy kill would know to target them first. It doesn't matter. Even though no one targeted me, I still would have died first. How so? Because of the perk. Huh? Tosu told me that if I didn't use the perk to murder someone as soon as possible, I was going to die.
What did you say?
What?
Nonsense!
Is that true, Tosu? Guilty as charged.
Dude, no!
No way! Tosu never told me the number of days I had left, just that I needed to kill soon. If I didn't kill soon, I'd die.
This isn't fair!
I had to do something. You can't blame me for that. If you were in my shoes, you would have all done the same.
Worthless.
It's your own fault. You're only in that situation because you took that perk.
No!
Tosu targeted me with the math puzzle. He offered me the perk when I was at my lowest point. If you guys were approached the way I was and offered a chance to go home, would have taken that perk too.
Stop it!
You're just a bunch of hypocrites. Just want to make me look like the villain so you feel less bad about killing me. Killing her? Right, how could I forget? The blackened is uncovered.
Dumbass!
Enough already. I'm sick of talking to this scumbag. Get on with the fucking execution, will you? Alright. This soap opera is entertaining, but I realize it's time to change the channel. Wait, don't tell me you're actually going to.
Holy!
Eh? All of a sudden, the elevator behind us began to churn alive. The whir of machinery could be heard from the other side of the doors. Raw, loud, and rhythmic, like a mechanical symphony.
The show must go on.
Do not avert your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. I hear a lot of budgets went into this. No, I don't. What's going on? Something's happening. This isn't happening. To the victor goes the spoils. Help the honorable dead. Avenge at last. I don't deserve this. Even if you hate me, I don't deserve this. May our charitable justice inspire fear and humility within these wretched souls.
Don't kill me!
This isn't fair. I don't deserve to die. I deserve to live. I deserve to live. And stir the hearts and minds of all those bearing witness. Ready, everyone? Let the show begin.
I want to
live.
I deserve to live. I'm going to live. I'm going to live!
Here we go! Hello, we present the execution. Oh, thanks for the follow of Evo Tsunaka. Huh? Enjoy the show. Here we go. I've heard this is pretty gruesome, so I'm excited. Okay. Snowy, snowish. Hello. She is sleeping now. You want to cut phone and say, fair enough. Well, hello, I'm Blazing Wolf. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. You're friends with Snowy on Discord? Oh, hell yeah. Nice meeting you as well. Oh, okay. Fire. Your friends with Snowy on Discord? Lol. Yeah, I stream Monday, Thursday, Fridays. Same time, same channel. Starting February, I'll be streaming every other Saturday on Twitch only for some things I can't stream on YouTube because of copyright. Okay. Pretty simplistic. Oh? Oh, God. I love everything stream quite late, usually for me to happen the weekend. Alright, sounds good. Oh, God. This is gonna hurt. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? That's pretty bad. Ouch. Oh. Yeah, this is gruesome. Very well animated, but oh god, that looked painful. This was hard to watch. Yeah. Oh, and that's the corpse of the first victim. Interesting. Huh? Okay, that's dirty. Oh. All that pain and then getting burned alive. Ah. Oh, and they're right there to watch. Oh, God. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to the rest of these when they... Because the creators... Because the creators have said it's only going to get more gruesome from here on out. Oh, God. But yeah. Again, for those of you here, I'm going to just quickly run through the schedule again before I forget. Today we are obviously finishing Eden's Garden, the first chapter at least, until more comes out. On Thursday, I probably will be starting Thursdays early. I'm still on the fence about that, but we will be starting Metal Gear Solid Delta, which I am excited about. And on Friday, we will be playing some Marble Rivals, most likely, checking out the Splatoon game mode with Jeff the Shork. So, yeah. We'll let everyone go and start screaming.
I can't handle it!
Yeah, that was gruesome. Well, not with gruesome, but not Blaze of Glory. Yeah. Yeah. That what? Oh, God. I can feel my stomach, like, churning from that. Like, that's really... The fact she doesn't die to her wounds, but from falling and then getting burned alive. Hell, because of how far she fell, she probably, like, broke bones and stuff from the fall. And had to deal with that pain as she got burned. Oh, God. I can think of maybe one execution in all of Danganronpa that gives that a run for its money, for its pain factor. And for those of you who have played the games, you probably know which one I'm talking about, since it's one of the most popular executions. My entire body has seized up. Yeah, that's fair. Couldn't move a single limb. Couldn't say a single word. All I could do was stand and stare, my mind at a complete and total loss.
There's no way.
So that's what punishment entails. Let me go home, please let me go home. It seemed more gruesome and somewhat grounded than most Danganronpa games. It really did. I feel like it incorporated her talent a lot more than some of the Danganronpa executions do. So if you look at the stuff that was getting thrown at her, you had protractors, the triangle protractors, pencils, nails. It really incorporated her talent. I liked it. I definitely really liked it.
Isn't this lovely?
Goodness, talk about a heated moment. God damn it, tells you this isn't the time for puns. He will put up quite a fight for a second there. She had me believing we'd underestimated her.
Moving on.
That's quite gruesome. Yeah. Oh, just kidding.
I'll be damned.
How could you do this? Forcing these innocent people to kill each other. Interesting phrasing there, Sean. Why you say these innocent people, and not us innocent people to include yourself? Interesting phrasing there.
Terrible.
So judgmental.
Terrible.
Need I remind you, this is student-on-student warfare.
Get out.
Just shut up already. Hey, but why? You just needed a friend. Could have been the friend you needed. Notice that line also when I saw this chapter? Yeah, I have a feeling something's going on. Because I first thought Diana would, like, if there was, like, a true traitor, like how all the other games have one. I was originally thinking Diana with the chameleon thing, but hearing Sean say that line makes me think he's slightly in on this. If not, he's done something in his past where he doesn't see himself as innocent. Personally, never thought of Diana. Well, when her... because I personally dissected the trailer, and I noticed her, animal that everyone kind of has. So like Sean has dragon, Ava had the raven, we have a snake, Wolfgang has a sheep, all that. Ava's is a chameleon, which feels symbolic. Like, I feel like they wouldn't just give someone a chameleon without it meaning something. Fascinating. Hi, Alex! It was a gruesome execution. But I feel like there's gotta be something to that. But it's mostly going with your gut feeling. Fair enough. I get that. It's just, I've learned to trust no one in a Danganronpa game. Especially someone who tries to get close with people.
I can't believe it.
I think I'm going to be sick. Honestly, yeah, fair, Mark. With how gruesome that was, yeah, fair. And considering the smell, you didn't notice the execution was in the shower. Hold on, you're going to rewind the VOD. It wasn't too long back, maybe like 5 minutes ago. But the smell of that burning flesh, that's going to be rough to handle. I don't even know what I'm feeling anymore. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Oh, shit!
I'm totally gonna die here, aren't I?
I can't be like
No,
this.
I'm gonna die out here. We're all gonna be okay. Ingrid, don't say that. Don't say people aren't gonna die. Now, I'm not letting you put up death flags. Come on, repeat it after me. I'm here and I'm okay. Don't, stop. We don't need death flags from the big muscle mommy. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. This was my reality. The fear of death had already been heavy on my shoulders ever since the killing game was announced. But now, it had completely enveloped me. I can't do it. I can't lie to myself again. Again?
It's all my fault.
Not okay. I'm never going to be okay. I could have changed things. I could have saved her. And him, Wolfgang. If I just dragged him out of the water, I could have saved him. Why didn't I save him? Oh, she's going to feel guilty as fuck. I have a feeling she's going to be surviving a while then, because of how guilty she feels.
Whoa!
Diana, you had no way of knowing what was going to come next. He was wielding a knife too. Anyone would have done what you did. Did you really bring a knife for self-defense? Usually, a comment like that would have gotten a rise out of Grace, but she stayed completely silent. I can't let it end. Wolfgang's kindness, I can't let anyone forget it.
It is how it
That goes
is.
without saying. I'm sure everyone will remember what Wolfgang did for us. I've never thought of the lengths my talent can go. The ability to change others' appearance, to be the best version of themselves. It's always been someone else who sits in front of the mirror. I've never really put myself in that place. Diana, you okay? Yeah, you see, Alex? It's a execution. It's the same reaction as Scott. Yeah, it's gruesome. I can't save Wolfgang that, at the very least. Maybe I can live for him.
This.
Believe me.
Didn't do anything wrong, Diana.
Pardon me.
Yeah. I can do this. I can fulfill the life he wasn't able to live. Huh? Heard that Saw was an influence on Danganronpa, but I didn't know there was straight up be a Saw reference in the first execution. Yeah.
Like a chameleon, I will adapt.
Explain what the reference is without spoiling two Saw movies, though. Yeah, I know what references you're talking about. I'm a big Saw fan. I've seen every Saw film a few dozen times. I own the first 8 movies on DVD. I'm a big Saw fan. I definitely do know what you're talking about. Also interesting that she's talking about this, and I'm worried for her now. Really love this Diana CG. It is really cool.
I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps and continue what he wasn't able to accomplish.
Okay, first Ingrid is saying things that sounds like she might get herself killed, and now Diana. Oh boy.
I'll become something new.
Why exactly call yourself a soft fan, but you do love the Hot Sauce Summer series from Demi TV. Explains plot shows and a bunch of behind the scenes. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. As I'm also a fan of Dead Me. That's how I actually got into Saw. But then I saw the movies, and, well, I saw Saw. Plot twist, Diana and Ingrid go next chapter. I mean, it's based on the actors in the film, especially the ones who play villains, are some of the most wholesome people. Yeah. It is kind of crazy. I'd be shocked if Diana and Ingrid go next chapter. Somehow she looked determined. I couldn't understand it. Despite everything she'd been through, here she was making some silly vow about continuing Wolfgang's legacy. Acting like she's a hero from a storybook. Has this girl lost her mind? I mean, she did just witness the death of 2 people, one of which was right in front of her and attacked her. I wouldn't blame her for being a little mentally unstable in the current moment.
Hold on.
Wolfgang Ava, you have deserve this. True. I won't let what happened to them happen to anyone else here. Oh yeah, no, she's fucked.
We won't back down.
For both their sakes, one of the deaths was super overkill too. Yeah, both of them were. Electrocution is not a fun thing to die by. For both their sakes, I'll save everyone from this killing game. Diana, don't say this. I need you to survive longer so I can still accuse you of being a traitor.
You've got to be kidding me.
Take this seriously, will you?
What?
Huh?
Can this get any
It
worse?
seems your peers aren't much in the mood for heroic monologues.
Moving on.
Anywho, it's been a long day. The crime scene has already been cleaned up. Unless you have any further questions for me, you are all free to return to your dorms.
Mm-hmm.
So, any further questions?
Get lost.
I was curious about what her...
Ingrate.
Huh? Oh, I've heard that one before. In all seriousness, I'll take that as a no. I was curious what her blackmail was.
Good evening.
Until the next time, everyone. Just like last time, so just walked over to the throne.
Isn't this lovely?
By the way, you're safe to ride the elevator back up. We've set it back to its default mode. What you glimpsed before was simply its punishment mode. That ominous note was lowered underground. Hey guys, should we go back to our rooms? Alright, it's about time we draw this day to a close. Good idea. People silently made their way to the elevator, horror and despair etched on their faces. It was clear today's events would not be easily forgotten. And then there was me. Everything I'd been ruminating over, the devastating images which had been plunged into my mind. Wolfgang's murder, trial, Ava dying right in front of me, swallowed by a pit of fire, are all retreated to the corners of my mind. The only thing I could focus on now were those 5 words. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps. Hearing those words come from Diana after everything that happened. Seeing her raise her chin and act so tall and proud just like Wolfgang once did. I wonder if we'll get to figure out what people's, what other people's blackmails say. Ava could really use a hand. Right. It pissed me off. Whoa, why was there static just now? Hold on. Ava could really use... Yikes, guy. But no, that's interesting. Hold on. Why is there static right there? That's cute art. The fact that they're static there immediately makes me think robots or something's going on. To be continued. Like, that's not normal static. I think there's mechanisms happening behind the scenes. Whether these people aren't real humans and are like clones of them, or something. Something's going on with that. And I feel like we're going to find out more next time. And we'll leave the cast up so y'all can check out. Oh! Oh! So guys, robot. So he is the Diana voice actor. I see! Well, this is funny! Great work. Great voice acting. I was hoping you noticed. Yeah. Great voice acting. Honestly, I'm being 100% honest. Everyone in this game, their voice acting is really well done. Thank you. Love your girl daily. Fair enough. Honestly, all the people who were voice acting in this did a wonderful job. And round of applause to all of them. Well, time for this stream to get copyrighted because of this. Oh well. I don't make money off of my streams anyway, so... Oh well. Been spending with Jess VA for almost 10 years. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, no, everyone did, like... It shouldn't get copyrighted. It shouldn't, but YouTube is a bitch. Was this just chapter 1 or was this the whole game? This is just chapter 1. This, game is still currently in progress, a work in progress. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the rest of this goes. I hope the next one I will be able to play on stream when it comes out, and not almost a year later. It was quite a spectacle for the first chapter. It really was. Which makes me really excited for later chapters. The thing that shocks me most about this, though, that this isn't, like, a paid thing, but I guess because it's a fan game. Like, I would definitely, like, have paid for this. It's kind of like Eden's Garden more than Danganronpa. Kind of like Eden's Garden more than Danganronpa with this. Look to the devs to make chapter 2 between Indigo Park and PPW. Not 100% sure about what PPW is. And a lot of games are getting... Yeah, unfortunately, we can't monetize it. Yeah, I would definitely put in donations, though. If, like, they put up a... A lot of people want Dispatch because these two. Fair. I definitely agree, guy. This has its good, better things than Dangan. Dangan has better things than this. I definitely will say I do really like this, though. Yeah, no, if they... I'm going to say right now, if they ever set up a GoFundMe for this, for budget stuff, I'm putting in a good bit of money. Because this was really good. Like... Personally, I wish Eden's Garden was its own thing because it's top-notch. Yeah, I could definitely agree, but I don't think it works any other way, though, without saying it's a fan project from Danganronpa. The director has coffee and a lot of individual VAs have it, but sadly we cannot do anything beyond that. That's unfortunate. Well, then I'm probably going to have to go do some looking, then. Yeah, this was really good. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Like, when I say I'm, like, actually blown out of the water watching this, or, well, playing this, I shouldn't say, it's really good. And I can't wait to see the direction it goes. Again, though, just to kind of reiterate, what's going on for the rest of the week, for those of you who are curious. Thursday, unless there are plans that we make for Christmas that I am not aware of, I will be streaming on Christmas. We will be starting Delta. Sometimes we do signed prints, but the money does go to the project. Just the VAs and ours making the prints. Okay. Noted. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Yeah. So on Christmas, I will be probably live. At this moment, it looks like I'll be going live. I probably will go back to my 7 o'clock because Neko won't be streaming because she'll be on her break getting her model and stuff set up. We will be doing our Metal Gear Solid Delta there, which I am excited to do. As well as on the day after, it will be on the 26th. It will be, most likely, again, I don't want to say anything is set in stone, but Metal Gear. Yes, Metal Gear. I'm excited. Be 100% honest, I haven't played a Metal Gear game. I just know of some scenes. But I'm excited because Metal Gear seems right up my alley. On Friday, it will probably be Marvel Rivals. We'll do some more matches against AI, but then we'll go be playing the Jeff the Shark game mode, which is Splatoon. You love the Metal Gear series? Yeah, everyone who's played it has said they like it. So I'm, of course, excited for it. So I'm excited to see. No, I'm definitely gonna have to. I'm already following the Eden's Garden on YouTube, on whatever, everything. So I'm definitely gonna have to be keeping an eye out. And now I can actually look at stuff because I won't be spoiled. Yay! I'm going to see if we've got anyone we can raid. At the current moment, it doesn't look like it. Which, in the end, oh well. But I think I'm just going to call it here because I really need to use the restroom. I've been needing to use the restroom since I started streaming. I regret not going beforehand. But for all you lovely folks, again, Snowy, thanks for dropping in, following. You can make a recommendation? Okay. You need a raid target? Let me hear your recommendation. I'll go check. Her name is Pixela. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, for dropping the follow. It's probably not this one. And phenomenal job again. She is a cat VTuber. Let me look her up. Pixela. I am not. His name is Pixela Gamers or Games 2000. Yeah, just great work again. Phenomenal job. Like I do mean it. Like, fact honestly that this is voice, which a lot of fan games aren't. Just really, it's really nice, and I'm excited to support this project any way I can in the future. So, agreed, the game was amazing. Yeah. Tongue-tied. Okay. Anyways, that was your suggestion. Choose what you want to raid. I think I'm just going to end. So as much as I think it would be cool to... What the fuck did I just do? I pressed a button and my browser closed. And I think, yeah, I think I'm just gonna end though, because as cool as it is, I definitely feel like I want to get more popular, like get some more people to have stream stuff before I have a happy bio break. See how that goes. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it for this. Again, you all have a lovely night. I will be seeing you guys on Thursday. Have a wonderful Christmas Eve and Christmas, considering I will be streaming on Christmas. But y'all take care of yourself. And until next time, bye!